Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review. This is the top 10 worst, that's right, worst actors. This came from a discussion on a previous podcast. Check that out and check out one of our Last of Us podcasts if you want to hear the foundation of this discussion. I'll try to link it in the description below. But Joe and I are going to be talking about worst actors here, and we'll get into this in a moment. We'll address something that I've heard all week because we were supposed to do this last week, but we're doing it this week instead. But I got your cards and letters and rocks through windows about my thumbnail, about Nick Cage on the thumbnail. We'll get into this with Joe because Nick Cage isn't on my thing. I think Joe dropped something. His biscuits are burning over there. Something's burning over there in Joe Dirty Lock's studio. I think he dropped coffee. But everybody, welcome to the show. I'm not alone, of course. With me, I have my co-host, my friend, my split at the hip, the dirty one, Joe Dirty Locks. Welcome to the show, Joe. What's up, buddy?
Hey. Not much, man. Good to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. It's good to talk about something inherently. See, I think it's interesting. Usually we talk about things that are positive, and we turn negative. Tonight we're just leaning right into our known selves. We're leaning into the negative. We're going right worse. And I'm sure what we're gonna do is we're gonna argue with each other about how some actors that each one of us thinks are bad aren't actually bad. Oh, you think he's bad? You think she's bad? No, come on, dude. That's a good actor. You see
I
that
don't
movie?
think you're gonna have that many actual problems with my list, and any argument you put up against me, I think is just going to be lip service to get my goat, and ultimately you will agree with my top 10. And this isn't even necessarily my top 10 list. There's a lot of actors out there, from television to movies, that have done a lot of work that maybe you haven't seen in a while, that are still good actors or bad actors that got decent amount of work.
Yeah, fair enough. And that's where this is a fine line. We got The Walking David, who at least we got
all opinion.
Yeah, it's
right?
it's all opinion. Acting is generally
it's hard.
It's a hard thing to do, and it's not something that you can quite quantify in every situation, because what one person might look at is bad performance. Take someone like William Shatner, for instance, who I think is an excellent actor. Some people look at him and think he's an awful actor. And I can't understand why. I just can't. But some people go down those roads, and you can kind of understand where they're coming from.
Because it's all.
Yeah, but he just does that occasionally. He didn't do that in everything. Dude was on stage doing Shakespeare, doing the King Lear. You know, he wasn't
to me or not.
I mean, it's like, what defines it? So I think the people we're talking about here are probably people that are more universally accepted as bad, but there are some opinion-based things here too. Because right away, Joe, let's get him off the list, because I know, Mark A. Houston, trust the process. He will be mentioned. Let's start right off the bat with probably the most controversial one of the night, Joe. Is Nick Cage, the guy who's in the thumbnail. I'm going to start just because I know you're the one that instituted this whole show, this whole thing that we're doing. And by the way, I just want to set this all up. We're not alone. Of course, we have with us the on chat, and we have a phone line. And if you want to call in and leave your voicemails right now, we got the voicemail line open. We'll take them towards the end. But if we don't get one, you're like, guys, you've got to mention this one. Make sure you either throw it in the live chat, text us at 781-990-8509, or call that number and leave us a voicemail and tell us about why the fuck we're wrong, or who you agree with, or who you don't agree with. And almost forgot about this. Debbie's like, here we go. Here comes the fools. Here we go. So, number one on this list for you is Nick Cage, Joe. I cannot, in good conscience, even put Nick Cage anywhere near my list. He's an excellent actor to me. Even simply for the fact of he's won an Oscar for Best Actor. And he's given at least a few. I'm not saying some of his performances aren't ridiculous or over the top or silly or whatever. Okay. But wait, let me finish. You get full time to talk and tell me why all my points are stupid. Don't worry, I will give you that time. But simply on the basis of Raising Arizona and
his first movie
and leaving Las Vegas, is that what it is? Those two performances alone, without even getting into a myriad of other excellent performances that I think he has before he sort of gave up towards the end, including his future John Madden performance, which looks fucking amazing. Maybe as a Raider fan, I'm biased. You get Christian Bale playing Art in that movie too, playing Art, but whatever. So okay. Joe, to me, Nick Cage is a great actor.
Okay, here. I'm going to get this out of the way. I like a shit ton
Yeah, we've watched
of
Face Off,
Nicholas. I like
and we've loved it.
a
I'll shut up.
shit ton of Nicolas Cage movies. I can't deny that the man is not involved and starring in a lot of great movies. Now, the thing I have to say about that is one man does not make a movie, and one actor doesn't make a movie either. Okay? Now, when you take into account these movies that you consider great movies, and sure, Raising Arizona, cult classic. Not particularly one of my favorites, but
One of my favorites, definitely. What like I really enjoy. It's one of the Coen Brothers firsts, and I really, not trying to be douchey with you, Joe. That's one of my
nope,
favorite movies, totally.
nope. And I see it. It's not one of my favorite movies, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Uh,
fair.
I enjoy a lot of his movies. Now, as far as him being a good actor, he's just not. He is the worst part in every single one of the movies he has made, with
No,
the rare, with the rare exception of a couple, like Raising Arizona, the movie he won his Oscar for. I argue that
shoe.
there can be no stock taken really in those awards when you know how those awards are given out. When you know how someone has to, you know, bribe the fuck out of judges doesn't mean they're going to vote your movie or not, but like when you know it's all about like taking out the ads in Variety magazine and sending these gift bags and shit to everybody that votes and all the fucking news people, hey, remember my show, remember my job. Like I can't take stock in those awards anymore. Um, Also, when you're a kid, when you're young and you watch those award shows and you see like your favorite movies lose or your favorite actors come up short, and you know that it's a better movie, you know that it's a better song, album, fucking you name the fucking award thing that participates and does their shows that way. Um, you, it loses me,
No,
right?
I hear. To
So
me, I feel like it sounds more like you just don't like his performance. You don't buy it when he's playing it. To me,
I don't buy anything he
to
plays.
me, I feel like that's the one thing I can't argue. I can't buy it with what you're saying. I feel like I always believe him. He's always so in it in the moment. So a role like Peggy Sue Got Married. I really believe he's that dude from the 50s, so involved in that situation, like locked in there. And as Debbie says in the live chat, Nick Cage made 10 movies before Raising Arizona. Mr. Expert Joe, man. I don't think this dude actually watches movies.
He made a couple, but he wasn't he wasn't the lead in any of them.
That's the movie that made him a star.
That's the movie that made him a star. Like, yeah, he was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High as a schmuck in the background.
Like a background dude, yeah.
He was in some other things too, like. But honestly, that's the one that put him forward, right?
So Joe, I mean, we can get into debates. The whole
I just think that the bulk of his performance is exactly the same. He doesn't show too much fucking range. There's a couple of things of his that I really like, but ultimately, I think he is a horrible actor in the worst part of every movie he is in.
Fair, Joe. I would
all of the things that are good about those movies, and all the movies that you want to mention, like Steel Magnolias and Leaving Las Vegas or whatever.
You're making my case listing all his awesome movies, yes. And I would even go with Face Off and friggin'
That's
Con
because
Air.
of the directors. That's because of the producers. That's because of the supporting cast. That's because of the script.
Raising the Dead. Great movie.
All of those things are what makes those movies great, not Nicolas Cage.
Fair point.
They would be better served with anybody else in 90% of his movies. And you want to talk about this guy he's one of the most prolific actors.
He made like two movies a year for like 20 years.
And they almost all completely fucking suck, dude.
A lot of them do suck.
Alone does not make any of those movies better.
Okay, fair enough. So, Joe, as we get into this, because I don't want to spend too much time on Nick Cage, we could do a whole...
Daniel Day-Lewis, he made like 7 movies, and they're all fucking unbelievable. The guy's an unbelievable fucking actor. Like, you have to wade through hours and hours and hours of fucking footage to find a couple of good movies, or talk to someone who knows what they're talking about to find a couple of good Nicolas Cage movies.
Joe, we will revisit this discussion in the greatest actors of all time because Nick Cage is gonna be on my fucking list. Fuck you. Where it out of that might
Prolific does not mean great, dude.
it might be a goddamn spite pick, but I'm picking fucking Nick Cage just to go fuck you in the air. So, Joe, simple question now: where on your list as of right now would Nick Cage be in the place filler position? Before you can alter your top 10 once we get your top 10.
Oh, he doesn't matter where he goes.
Okay. So
he's shit, but like I do not believe he is the worst actor.
Okay, so would you put him like would you even put him in your top 10?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll put him at
top 10 bad actor.
I'll put him at 10 for you right now.
He's like the anti-draw for me for a movie. Like I'm like, I'll end up watching it because I know, like I said, he's been in a lot of good movies.
Debbie's eating your lunch in the live chat, Joe. Fast Up and Rich on High, The Outsiders, The Cotton Clubs, Valley Girl, Rubblefish, Peggy Sue Got Married, Moonstruck. Go home, Joe. Wild at Heart is hard.
Like I said, good movies in spite of.
Oh, he's way better. He's way better than Cher in Moonstruck. Okay, so let's continue. Next on our list are a couple of actors that I don't think belong on top 10 bad actors because they're just not big enough to be on this list, but I want to mention them because I thought they were extremely horrible television actors. Number one is Scott Baio. Why do people watch Scott Baio? He was never good. He was Henry Winkler was good. Ron Howard was good. Everyone else in Happy Days was good. Fuck Scott Baio. Charles in Charge sucked. People only watched that because Nicole Eggert and the other girl were cute. And the parents were kind of and the old grandpa dude was fucking hilarious. And Buddy Hinton was funny too, played by Willie Ames. Scott Baio sucks. And the other one is Joey Lawrence. Whoa. Who Joe was trying to tell me wasn't A-lister, and he's right, isn't A-lister, but Joey Lawrence starred in Blossom, Give Me a Break, The Joey Lawrence Show, the Lawrences, enough things that Joey Lawrence was a star vehicle for that I think he deserves mentioning here. But Scott Baio was and always was one of the most awful people ever to have success.
Yeah,
I
can't argue with the Scott Baio.
I don't get it, dude. Like I don't like at least Joey Lawrence is having fun and seems like a pretty decent guy at nature. You know, he's good on The Surreal Life or something. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I like this character in The Surreal Life, which is actually him trying to be himself. So I'll buy it. Scott Baio, Scott Baio is just a douchebag too. So it's easy to kind of say fuck Scott Baio. And I just mean like his show. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm just talking about like his Scott Baio is married. I need to find a girl before before she reaches 30 years old to marry. You know, he's just a douchebag. Okay, to go from one woe to another woe.
He's on my list too.
On my list, the nicest guy in the world. This is the guy that I would say everything that Joe said about Nick Cage, except he's not the worst part. Somehow he's charming in every single one of the movies he's in. But some of his biggest performances, something like Speed, for instance, he's horrible in. Horrible. Like pathetic. We're talking about everyone's favorite actor because I love the dude. I forgot to mention this at the beginning, Joe. You and I are going to be so hated at the end of this list because we're going to talk about some of people's favorite people. Keanu Reeves sucks.
Yeah, he's on my list. You can put him on my list. He's in my 10.
Keanu's definitely, and we're talking about people. Keanu's a nice guy, awesome dude.
And come on, I love the first Matrix movie. I love Speed. I loved Bill and Ted.
You know how much I love the Bill and Ted movies. They're like, they're so big for me. And I love, I think some of his best acting performance is in Parenthood in that small role when he gives the speech about, you know, any motherfucker can be a father. But like when he's in something like Dracula or a movie where he has to do any kind of accent, even The Devil's Advocate, he almost ruins that movie.
Charlize ruins that movie.
No, fuck you on Charlize. Charlize is awesome.
No, stop. The first half of Charlize's career, I am not a fan of.
Oh, but you like the second
horrible. It's all the same exact character. Like
let's not get you like the second half.
Everything since is it Atomic Blonde? Everything since Atomic Blonde. I love that movie. I've watched that movie like 15 times.
Do you know what she's
Every
really?
time it's on, I will watch it.
Do you know what she's really awesome on?
That's the movie that changed me on her. I think that movie was done so great.
I changed even before, but she's really awesome on her one episode of The Orville.
Dude, she's in a couple, I think.
I think it's just one, but she's amazing in that. Keanu's going to be on both of our lists because Keanu, again, he's a really I feel like he's a really awesome dude for a Hollywood guy. I like his movie. I'm sure you love the John Wick movies. Those seem right up your fucking alley.
I didn't feel like mentioning them because they're the first one is great and they go downhill from there. But yeah. Big fan.
Yeah, I would figure you would be, but I just think his fame doesn't eclipse like a lot of acting talent. I don't know why this is both changing to Nick, like both these are changing to Nick Cage when I touch, like I'm changing the name and it's like.
That I saw them both go.
Did you see that? That happen right there? Okay, Keanu made too much money at the box office to be on this list, but that's kind of the point, Sonic. We're kind of talking about the people that it's a little like the matchup doesn't necessarily equate some of the great stuff that they've done, and I accept that he is awesome. Like I like a lot of Keanu Reeves. The Matrix, would the Matrix have been better with?
He's still a bad actor.
But
and that's just it. Can you fit someone else in the role that can do a better job? And for these two actors, like largely for the bulk of the movies they've done, yes, absolutely. And every single one of Keanu's like follow-up movies, exception Bill and Ted's, suck. Number 2 sucks more than number 1. Number 3 sucks more than number 2 and number 1. Number 4 sucks even more than the previous. Like, I mean, and that's true in most cases for sequels, but like, especially Keanu's, because it just highlights, because the movie then sucks, and then it highlights how much he sucks. And without the good movie around him, you really see it. Just like every single one of Nick Cage's non-blockbuster movies. You can see just how much he sucks.
What's interesting about him, though, is he really is in a lot of amazing movies, though. Like that's the thing about, even more so than Nick Cage. Keanu has so many awesome, successfully huge movie franchises that he's dominated on, and he's lived one of those careers where he does what he wants when he wants. People loved him as time goes on, but I've always contested that his skill set in his workshop bag of acting skills, he's a very good physical act, like his physical movements, but even in some of that, like the martial arts stuff, I never bought him in the Matrix doing some of that stuff. To me, it looks fake.
He's a fucking killer, dude.
I know he is in real life. The dude would kill me. He's like Wesley Snipes, like that, you know. People saying Jaden Smith, Madonna. There's a list for. We have a point for both those.
Like
people.
There's a lot of people that can make this list. I went for people who are big stars, are draws for the marquee, that they want their name up there, that'll bring asses to the seats. Those are the people that I chose on my list.
Yeah, that's
now Jaden Smith. Yeah, he brings asses to the seats. You know, your Joey Lawrence maybe at one point put asses on a sofa, but like for the most part, like they were never like the Keanu's or the Nick Cages. Those are the kind of people that I was going for.
Right, me too. The ones that have a certain level of success, but some of these people I'm just naming because they were inherently extra bad and they deserve to be mentioned here. So someone said Seagal better be number 1. Oh, and Lindsay Lohan.
No, Seagal I didn't choose because
Seagal's definitely on the
everybody
list.
Knows he's bad.
But he's
there's no like
he's bad in his genre though.
He isn't bad in his genre.
He's 100%. I would much rather watch Van Damme, and he's a much better actor. Jackie Chan's a better actor. Jet Li's a better actor. Jason Statham's a better actor. Pretty much anyone who does action movies. Schwarzenegger's a better actor. Stallone's a better actor. Name someone that Seagal's better than as an action star. Nobody, Joe. Zero. Dennis Rodman and Shaq. Dennis Rodman and Shaq. That's who Seagal's better than. Brian Bosworth. That's the level that Seagal's on, dude. Come on. Don't sit here and defend Steven Seagal and bash Cage.
Listen.
Come on.
Like I said, everybody knows he's bad. I didn't put him on my list because like he's a B movie actor. Those are B movies.
Fair.
Even like Under Siege, which was fucking huge. Even Marked for Death, which was fucking huge. Even I can't remember the gangster one.
The one where he fights the Jamaican dudes.
No, that's March for Death.
That's March for Death.
But, yeah, the gangster one. In like,
you mean the
Detroit
one, the same one
Chicago.
over and over again? How can you not punish Seagal
It was
for
the
doing
first one. It was like the first 3 or 4 movies.
They are all
right?
this. You
But
know why?
they were still B movies.
Do you know why you're having trouble figuring it out? Because they're all the same fucking movie,
They
dude.
are all the same movie, just like
The Boss.
listen, Kickboxer and Bloodsport was exactly the same.
Fair enough,
movie.
but Van Damme has something there. Like
All 4 of fucking Bruce Lee's movie were
but
exactly the
come
same
on.
fucking
Van
movie.
Damme's avoiding this list because of JCVD. Like just because of that show alone, Van Damme's not being mentioned today.
That show was fucking great.
And Van Damme has
that.
an acting skill somewhere buried in him if he doesn't talk. Like he can do something with his eyes and with his mannerisms to act, and he feels like he tries. Whereas Seagal literally just does not feel like he's fucking trying.
He's flat. He's flat and everything. I'm not arguing that he's a good actor. Like I said, he's B movies and he's bad. Like that. So he
as Walking David says, Seagal, the action star that represents the modern era, fat hairpiece, never gets up out of his chair.
In this era. But if you remember those
Out
movies
for
from when he
Justice,
first
Joe.
came out, he was tall and lean. Out for Justice.
As James said in the live chat. So
Yes, that was the one.
I'm gonna add Seagal there on my list because he does make my list, but I will skip over him when we get to him. Okay,
Like,
Joe.
that's just obvious. That's obvious, though.
He might leave my list later if other people bump him off.
All right, you want my next?
Okay, yeah, I have a few more. But what's one that I might have
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore is on the list I was going to talk about. I would not put her on a worst list, but I know she's on your list. Like I was talking to Alan doing this a little bit, and I said, Alan, Joe is going to have Drew Barrymore on there, so I have to put her on there. I don't think she's awful, but I do think she's one note, and she doesn't show a lot of flexibility to her role. I like her personality. I think her performance in The Wedding Singer and 50 First Dates alone gives her...
The Wedding Singer, yes, 50 First Dates.
Keeps her off this list for me, but I will put Drew on your list, Joe, without much argument, because I know she's one of those people you just can't fucking stand for some reason.
I can't stand.
Okay.
Cannot stand her.
Next one's Joe. I don't think if this person deserves to be on the list, but again, he's one of these people that's one of the worst people to ever really make it famous that I can't understand his, like, was he ever good in anything? Freddie Prinze Jr. Was Freddie Prinze Jr. good in anything ever?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
Scooby-Doo, man.
Oh, yeah, of course. No, he was the worst part of Scooby-Doo. He was the worst part of those movies.
I want to say I enjoyed at least one for Freddie Prinze movie, and I can't remember what it was.
Okay, it was the baseball movie because he sucked.
The thing that always stood out to me about Freddie Prinze movies was Lillard. Lillard was fucking awesome.
Fair. He is. He's great. Every time he pops up in a movie, that dude adds a little something special, whether it be Hackers or even Scooby-Doo or Shaggy, whatever. He's good. Joe, we have a couple of super chat donations.
He's odd. He's awkward. He's not particularly attractive, but I happen to enjoy the performances.
No, fair enough, Joe. So a couple of super chats quickly from Kelly. Thank you, Kelly Johnson, as always. Joe, Dirty Locks, JDL, give us a short explanation of why you think, and Joe, give a brief description of why House of the Dragon. Keep it brief. Why is House of the Dragon flaming garbage?
It's trash. It all looks like the sets to me all look plastic, all look fake, all look. The story. They have many unneeded scenes that I've seen that add nothing to the story, add nothing to the It's horrible. We already know the story. Like everything they want to tell us about it, we already heard. Or learned through the first. There was a
paragraph in the Game of Thrones. Let's continue here.
Yeah, there was a paragraph of this shit in Game of Thrones that explained all of it. A couple of times the kids mention the history.
Yeah, they talk about the Dance of the Dragons a few times. Debbie says she was good in Boys on the Side. Sonic says Drew just hasn't had enough roles. I always like her. I always like her too, and I think she's really good in roles that are more comedic, over the top, that she's not supposed to take seriously. Something like Santa Clarita Diet, where she's just playing like a crazy zombie eater, and and she can kind of lean into her style of acting, which is more television personality based. I just think it's hard when she's playing serious dramatic roles. She just doesn't have the weight. She just has the name. So Freddie Prinze, especially, another person that has the name. I don't think he's on my worst acting list. Here's another one that came up.
A nepo baby. She's a nepo baby. You're exactly right. if her father or grandfather wasn't John, nobody would have ever given this girl a fucking chance in Hollywood.
Probably not. Now Joe, and she probably wouldn't have been an alcoholic at 9 either. So
maybe Hollywood and America owes her a debt to keep putting her in fucking movies because, poor childhood actor.
Joe, this next one, and I cut the graph because it just wasn't working right now. This next one, Joe, is another popular one that came up as I was asking other people about this list. And I wonder if he's on your list. It is from our Bostonian brother, Mr. Ben Affleck, dude.
No, I really like him. I enjoy a lot of the shit. I liked his Batman. I loved the first account, and the second account holds up. John Barenthal and him have great chemistry. His Middle Eastern movie there, what was it, Argo? I enjoyed that. Good Will Hunting, he was great in that, or good enough in that. He played himself, right? Like, there's all, yeah, no. Who was he? He was the fucking. Katie and I were actually talking about him. We watched The Accountant Part 2. And what we decided was when he's into a role, you can see it in his performance. And one of the things I think that happened with Batman was all the pre-mouth from people before that movie came out about how could you even pick him? It's gonna suck. Period.
It got to him emotionally and affected his performance.
And I think it did a little bit.
God.
I think not because his heart wasn't in it anymore, but because he wanted to show everybody that he could do it.
So you're giving your boy Ben a pair of crutches. I think he is an excellent director. I think he's a horrible actor. I think the only roles that I believe him in are roles like his role in Dazed and Confused, like when he's playing like a pompous douchebag.
Or wasn't he in School Ties too?
Yeah, and he also played in this movie. I think it was called Boiler Room or something, where he plays like the head of like when he's playing like a pompous jerkhole. Like I'm like that's believable. He's pulling that off really well. I think he's a good director. I think his Batman sucks. Sonic, your boy's on your side. I know a lot of people do like the Chin. They like him as Batman. I think he's horrible. He's my second worst Batman next to the Clune dog. But anyways, so Ben is on my list for now, but he might come off later. Here we go. The worst of the Baldwins, Joe. Stephen Baldwin.
I mean, you're picking obviously bad actors like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, but they're not like.
But
nobody's giving Stephen Baldwin fucking movies. Nobody's saying,
They were
what, for one movie?
No, for like 5 movies.
Everybody was like,
dude got like a 5-movie deal.
Because he's a fucking Baldwin.
And
because he's a Baldwin doesn't mean he gets
so
movies.
It's worth mentioning. It's worth mentioning his ass that sucks. I'm not saying he's making your top 10 list, but he's a shitty actor.
Not even deserving of the mention.
He's really bad. Speaking of really bad, here's a couple of other ones that you're gonna think.
Like really bad. John fucking Travolta.
Travolta's. Oh come on, you can't put Travolta on this list.
I can't put Travolta on that. He's fucking horrible.
You're putting Travolta on your list?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll put Travolta on your list, and you can live with it with shame. Travolta. Okay, so I want to talk about a couple people that are actually bad actors, Joe. The Coreys. The fucking Coreys, dude. You can't. Does Corey Feldman or Corey Haim, who both had points in time where they were huge, bankable actors, do either one of them?
Lucas was fucking awesome. Their Frog Boys performance in Lost Boys. One was a frog boy. One was the kid, right? But like,
yep.
Like no. They had decent careers until they started fucking
doing Corey movies,
getting raped and doing and doing all sorts of drugs.
Oh, Joe.
They had some good movies out. Fucking Dream a Little Dream, dude.
That's I like that movie, but it's an arguably shitty movie.
Classic.
Yeah, Siskel and Ebert fucking hated it. Okay, next up, another guy that I'm sure Joe will argue doesn't deserve to be mentioned here, but he was a bankable movie star for a while.
Isn't there another one of the Coreys? Doesn't one of them fuck Eggert against a wall?
No. That Corey's gone. That's a different Corey.
That was one of the Coreys in that vampire movie, no?
Joe, what are? I thought so. Yeah, I think it is. No, fucking Lost Boys, right?
No. It's some weird weird one. I don't remember.
So Joe is right. When the Coreys got on drugs, it was over. Samuel says Ben Affleck doesn't deserve to be on this list. Travolta might though. Sam's on your side tonight. It seems like Joe. Coreys in the '80s was literally running Hollywood. Travolta a phenomenon, and Michael wipes out Battleship Earth. We'll debate Travolta when we get to breakdowning our top tens. So Joe, I know you're gonna say he doesn't count, but he was pretty big. The Weasel, dude, Paulie Shore. Like, how could there have been a time in the world where Paulie Shore was a bankable actor? And he was. He was a really bankable actor for a while there. And probably...
Yeah, but he's like Puck, dude. You know, like, he's not an actor so much as he's a fucking clown.
Okay,
right?
so,
like,
so
he
you...
was in those movies to be a clown. That's it. Like, go in there and just be a fucking buffoon.
So you think
you
think I'm being hard on him, and he deserves more in the conversation of the groups that I'm about to say in a second?
I think wait till you see his fucking Simmons.
They won't let him do it. I heard.
No, they did it. They made it. They showed it to they showed it to him. Yeah,
I'll watch it, Weasel. Okay, so
Weasel doesn't deserve to be on there because he hasn't made a fucking real movie in fucking 30 years.
Fair enough, but he made some real shitty movies. The next one on the list that I had was Seagal. We already talked about him. Here we go into another big name actor for a while, really bankable. Became a character actor or someone that would pop up in movies, like he's in The Dark Knight Rises. I always hated this guy, Joe, and you might think this is a weird one on my list, but Matthew Modine. Do you know who Matthew Modine is?
I know exactly who Matthew Modine is.
I fucking think he's a horrible actor. I've never buy him in anything. He's in Stranger Things.
Is he in Stranger? Yes.
Yeah, he's Daddy in Stranger Things. I always laugh when he comes on screen. He's supposed to be intimidating. He's in The Dark Knight Rises. He was a big bankable star in a movie, Gross Anatomy.
Not Dirty Dozen, the Outsiders.
I can't remember if he's in The Outside, but he's in a lot of stuff. He's okay in bit parts, but I just never enjoyed him.
He's in fucking Full Metal Jacket.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the lead. He's
the worst part of that movie.
What's his
Joker, and he's the worst part of that movie because once the movie relies on him, I turn it off. The early part of that movie is because of D'Onofrio. Because it's D'Onofrio and the drill sergeant sell that movie, not because of Matthew Modine. Shit, his whole career was built on that performance. That was because of Oliver Stone's direction. It's like he made Charlie Sheen good in fucking Platoon. So
he was in Platoon? Who was he in Platoon?
Charlie Sheen.
Oh, you mean Scorsese.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Whatever. Or like, or made Charlie Sheen good in fucking Wall Street or something like that. You know, like whatever. Matthew was the man back in the day. I'm sorry. It's Death to Smoochie.
That one I accept, Phil. That one I accept from you. Matthew Modine is a big name and has been
I just don't like him
for decades. I give you that one. That one counts.
Okay, this is one that doesn't count, but I have to mention him. We're going to jump in the live chat. Edward Norton is the best actor ever to go Primal Fear if you need more proof. Edward Norton's definitely one of the greatest actors to ever work, just because of his myriad of multiple types of performances. His run where he went from Primal Fear, American History X,
fantastic movie,
Fight Club, even Keeping the Faith, which he directed with him and Ben Stiller, Death to Smoochie. You know, like that group of movies that he did right there in a row until he became problematic and people stopped giving him meaty roles. And The Incredible Hulk, yes, that's the movie that did it. Post The Incredible Hulk, he has some great performance. He's awesome in Joe's least favorite movie, Birdman, but he's done some. Well, let's not talk about Birdman right now, Joe. I'm going to talk about somebody that you won't remember, no one will remember, but he's one of the worst guys to ever be on screen in anything. Any old Beverly Hills 90210 fans will remember when Luke Perry left. 90210 felt like they needed to replace.
Greco.
No, not Greco, but he was a Greco rip. He wasn't. That's the thing. He was like somewhere in between Greco and Luke Perry. Was this guy named Vincent Young who is dating Tori Spelling at the time.
I don't know why I thought 21 Jump Street when you said that.
And Vincent Young played Noah on 90210, a rich kid that's had daddy issues. That was like a Timu Dillon. He was horrible. One of the worst actors.
Doesn't count. I'll give you one though, Phil. I'll give you one that counts.
Give me one.
Sean Connery.
What? Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me that Sean Connery is on your list? Are you here just to troll people? Is that what you're here? You're here to troll people. This is not what you're prepared to do, Joe. I just watched The Untouchables last night. Like, what kind of an asshole are you? That movie's amazing. Sean Connery's amazing. Go fuck yourself. So we're playing
Highlander.
Then if you're putting Sean Connery, if you're putting Sean Connery, are you putting like Pacino on the list too because he plays the same thing in every role?
I'm putting him on the list.
Get the fuck out of here,
The
Joe.
Rock.
Because it has
With
him and Nick
everybody's
Cage.
favorite.
That's one of my favorite movies, Joe. You're an asshole. Joe is trolling. Thank you, Chris Smalls. Joe is trolling for sure. Sean Connery is a well-known, excellent actor. Are you fucking okay? You really?
Highlander, dude, the Spaniard.
Do you really want me to put Sean Connery on your list? Are you trolling people?
I got another one for you. Natalie Portman.
You're okay. Okay, so I'm putting these people on your list here. Natalie Portman. I don't think you can put Natalie Portman on the list too. I do think
Yes, you can.
I think she has some horrible performances.
Her best fucking movie.
White Swan.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Black Swan. I mean, yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
Fuck.
Leon.
Fuck yeah.
Leon, The Professional.
She's good in The Professional, but her best
everything from there is downhill.
No, Black Swan is a fucking amazing, Joe. It's one of the best movies ever fucking made. Are you fucking insane?
You know why you haven't heard me comment on Black Swan?
Because you don't like Darren Aronofsky and you hate yourself because you hate good movies. I get it.
I haven't watched it.
It's a really good movie, dude. It's her and
I've heard it's a really good movie.
Really
There's
good.
no part.
Did you like The Wrestler?
With Mickey?
Yeah.
Didn't watch it.
Oh my God, Joe, you're missing out on some good. I mean, they're Darren Aronofsky movies, so you're gonna feel like shit after you watch them. Like
they don't. Neither one of those movies interest me at all.
Did Nick Cage make this list? If not, if so, you guys suck. Joe sucks. I don't suck. So you're really putting Sean Connery on your list. We'll go here. Next this is a big one for me, Joe. I don't even know if you're gonna remember her, but another one that I think you'll buy for me to be able to put on my list. And I never liked this actress. She was horrible in every role she performed in, and she ruined some movies for me because of her horrible, earnest acting in 90s and early 2000s movies. She almost ruined one of my favorite movies in Groundhog's Day, but somehow it pulls through. Andie MacDowell. I hate Andie MacDowell as an actress. I think she's really bad. She's one-sided, wooden, hollow, always one note, always like this with the same expression on her face. And oh my God, I am acting now. Listen to me act. I am Andie MacDowell. I hate her, Joe. Bad, awful, on my list, 100%.
Sure, I'm not going to argue that.
Definitely big enough to be on the list. Okay, these next ones are big enough people, but they don't deserve to be put on this list because they're not really actors. They're comedians. People like Jerry Seinfeld and Chris Rock and other stand-up comedians that just aren't good actors, but they've been put in movies to perform or television shows to perform. Jerry Seinfeld's a horrible actor, and he's horrible on Seinfeld, but it works for the show. And Chris Rock is pretty bad in anything he's acting, but he's one of the best stand-up comics in the world, so who gives a flying fuck? So, and they put him in movies sometimes. Okay, who cares? Like, he's fine. You can say that about a bunch of stand-up comedians. There are stand-up comedians that are good actors. People like Robin Williams, Dave Chappelle can both be great and good in performances. Other stand-up... Jim Carrey, Michael Keaton is a stand-up comedian. Tom Hanks, I think, started off in like doing prop work and stage work too. So Dana Carvey has given some good acting performance. So I'm not saying all stand-up comics are bad. Rodney Dangerfield's given some good performances in some comedy roles.
That's kind of a different list of actors,
right? But I'm saying that they deserve. Jerry Seinfeld is bad enough, and Chris Rock are both bad enough actors to be mentioned here tonight, Joe. That's all I'm saying.
Are you ready for my next one?
Yes.
John Wayne.
The Duke?
The Duke.
Well, listen.
Fucking horrible, dude.
Listen, Joe.
Everything you said about fucking Andie MacDowell.
Listen, Joe. I don't think I should be on your list because I'm pretty iconic.
Yeah.
No, I can't argue with you about John Wayne. He wouldn't be on my list because he's not someone I would even think to. Like, I haven't seen enough John Wayne movies to make reference to it, but I know you like Westerns. You've seen a lot of Westerns. It's not a genre that you shy away from. If Clint Eastwood isn't in it or it isn't like The Unforgiven or Young Guns, I'm not really watching it. But, like, if it's, maybe some of the spaghetti Westerns, but most of those have Clint in them. But if some of those side ones, it's like I don't really watch a lot of kung fu movies that don't have Jackie Chan in them or Jet Li. You've seen a lot of that stuff I haven't seen. So you've seen a lot of westerns that I haven't. So I will take your word.
And war movies.
And war movies, yeah. I've seen some, but again, those three genres, I feel like you're more educated. I'm more ignorant to. Samuel in the live chat says John Wayne has no range.
Correct.
Robin Williams is probably the best comic to actor. One of them, the other one I would put on that list, unarguably right now, would be Bob Odenkirk. You can't underestimate the talent that Bob Odenkirk has shown in his career.
List, yeah.
You know, it's like best comedian. I think for right now, if I'm thinking about best comedians to actors, it would be Robin Williams and Bob Odenkirk. They would be the first two that would shoot to my brain quickly, Joe. I don't know if anyone else pops in your brain, but those would be the two that would be like 100% those two people. Robin Williams has been straight up excellent and is like a Shakespearean level actor. And anyways, okay, so I'm a few minutes behind, but high school health class made us watch a movie about road rage starring Ben Affleck that was very believable. Ben Affleck was also in this movie, health TV movie called The Voyage of the Mimi, I think he was in, which was all about like these shipwrecked people and like how to turn salt water into regular water and how to survive if you got shipwrecked. But Andie MacDowell's on my list. John Wayne is on Joe's list. Next, Joe, I don't know if I'm gonna put her on a list, but I'm gonna put her on a list. But she is one of the worst actresses or actors to ever have like a go. Like they really tried with her. I've never seen her good in anything, but she seems like a pretty nice
Demi Moore?
person. No, fuck you, Demi Moore.
Kim Basinger.
No, they're both good in some performances. Fuck you.
They're both on my list.
You're both of that. You're totally an asshole that you have them on lists and people not like Megan Fox and Denise Richards. Or Megan Fox.
That's because they're not.
They're
like,
stars. They were stars of the fucking Transformers and Ninja Turtles franchises.
I get it.
Just because you like Michael Bay movies and you're biased, but
no, they're fucking horrible. They're horrible, but they're like
horrible actors.
These are like the actors I'm choosing
are good actors. Are good actors that you hate. Are good actors that you hate.
They're not good actors. They have no business getting roles. And I never.
Oh, and Megan Fox deserves a role.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. But she's never going to have the name that fucking Kim Basinger or fucking Demi Moore has.
She doesn't have any good performances. The other two do.
No, they don't.
Demi Moore has good performances.
Where?
So does Kim Basinger.
G.I. Jane. What?
No, not G.I. Jane. You're picking fucking G.I. Jane.
What? Fucking A Few Good Men? What?
She's pretty good in A Few Good Men.
What? Kim Basinger fucking flashing her fucking crotch
she's good in 8 Mile. She's good in L.A. Confidential. She's good.
Please.
She's good in The Marrying Man. She's good in. She's good in pretty much every role she's ever been in. What are you fucking talking about, Kim Basinger?
There's no one.
You're a moron.
Yeah, Casino. There's no one that couldn't take those roles.
Casino was Sharon Stone.
Yeah, even still. See, that's exactly right.
What's your point? That Sharon Stone isn't good? Like you're making no points.
I think Sharon Stone was also the crotch.
Right, exactly. You're actually mean Sharon Stone.
They're one and the same.
They're not.
I almost put Sharon Stone on there, but I didn't. I put
Kim Basinger is a good actress.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
No, she's not.
Tommy Wiseau definitely deserves to be mentioned.
You know what she is?
A good actress?
No.
And
never mind, because I can't think of his name.
Okay, but the person.
Oh, she's a Baldwin throwaway.
Oh, shut up! Shut the fuck up, douchebag. So the person I was gonna mention though, Joe, that I think maybe both of us can agree, because I think she's worse than either of the two people you mentioned, is Jessica Alba. Like, what the fuck is up with Jessica Alba? She's horrible, and she's been catapulted into role after role in that period of time.
Dark Angel, yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, Dark Beaver is a horrible show, and her in the Fantastic Four movies, her in like any movie that they tried her in. Okay, so I agree. Chris Rock did a great job in Fargo. He did do a great job. Jackie C is going to have our lunch in this live stream. Okay, Joe, this one's another one I think you and I are going to have to argue about because I don't know if either two of these on this list, but are they good actors or bad actors? Emilio and Charlie. Where do you put Emilio and Charlie in this list? They're horrible. I think they're horrible, but they've both been hugely successful and benefits on good scripts when they are good or interesting roles. But I think they're both pretty shitty actors.
They are both pretty shitty actors, right? Like,
excuse me, 1 second, Joe. Jessica Alba is unbelievably gorgeous, which is why they kept putting her in roles, but she can't act her way out of a paper bag, which is why she kept failing in roles. The only role she's good in is Sin City, where she doesn't talk. Anyways, back to Emilio and Charlie.
Yeah, no, they are both bad actors. I really like a lot of Charlie's
I
shit.
know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I thought I was gonna get. Like, I
Like
really like
Men at
Amelia,
Work was good. Platoon was good.
and I really like Young Guns,
Sin City was good.
and I really like the Mighty Ducks movies. I really have a soft spot in my heart for Emilio Estevez.
Yeah.
I do. But
Two and a Half Men was good.
but they could arguably be on either of our lists, both of them.
Major League was good.
But he was
Fucking what's it called? Part 2 and Part 1.
But it was good because he was bad he was bad in it. He's bad in both those movies.
Yeah, and all of those movies that I just kind of mentioned, with the exception of like Platoon, Wall Street, fucking some movies were really dramatic roles for him, but like what was that, the Chase movie there? Where
with him and Mickey Dolenz. That was a horrible movie. Celeste Baratheon, cheers to you, toast to you for the daylight stream. Thank you so much. This is the more appropriate time for Joe.
The Arrival, fucking. Was it The Arrival?
Hold on to your head.
Movie he did with
horrible.
Oh yeah.
Joe, you have 2 people left on your list right now. Just to let you know, you can bump people up.
I got one. Who do you got there for me?
I got Nick Cage. Oh, I think I counted your own name. Nick Cage, Keanu, Drew, Travolta, Sean Connery, Natalie Portman, and John Wayne. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
Kim Basinger and Demi Moore.
Oh, Kim and you were serious. Kim and Demi. And one more for Joe. Okay,
Michael B.
What was that? Oh my God, Mike. Okay, well, and we'll get back to that in a second later. Okay, Mike B. Jordan. Let's go through more of this list that I have. Jordan. Okay, obviously not a Wire fan. And on me so far, I have Keanu, Steven Seagal, Ben Affleck, Matthew Modine, Andie MacDowell, Jessica Alba. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 4 more that can be added to my list.
Yeah, he's not at all anybody that I remember from The Wire. I remember a lot of different people in The Wire. I don't remember him one bit.
Fact that I think your whole list is null and void. The fact you have someone like him on your list instead of the next person I'm about to mention, who's going hard to my list because he was so popular and so horrible. Steve fucking Guttenberg, dude. Steve Guttenberg. How can you have Michael B. Jordan on your list, not Steve Guttenberg? Your list is ass. So here we go. Steve Guttenberg is way worse of an actor. I don't care about memorable. Steve Guttenberg is memorably bad. So what you're saying is someone unmemorable is worse than someone memorably bad. That is the stupidest take I've ever heard in my life.
I'm saying...
You can't argue that Steve Guttenberg isn't worse than Michael B. Jordan.
See, here's the thing. I know I have someone that hasn't made a movie in decades on my list because he's been dead for decades.
But we're talking prime. Yeah,
right?
You have John fucking Wayne on your list, so don't devalue my other agents.
Right. But here's the thing. Like, there's a difference between, like, haven't made a movie because they're dead or retired or something like that.
Or so bad that people stopped letting them make movies.
Correct.
People are still letting Michael B. Jordan make movies because he makes good movies.
Listen, it's not a shock if you put fucking Kevin Sorbo on your list. Everybody knows he fucking sucks.
He's at the bottom of the list.
He got some work, but everybody is basically in the same camp of he sucks. Yeah, Hercules was good. It was okay. All right. It was fun to watch. Special effects, awful combat. Fall asleep high at 3 a.m. watching fucking Kevin Sorbo kick some Hercules ass.
Xena was better.
But you still know, even Xena, they all...
But Xena was better because Lucy's actually a decent actress.
She is actually a decent actress. But I tried not... I wasn't picking people that, like, everybody knows sucks and stopped getting work because, like, their movies
I'm putting the worst...
Because everybody realized how much...
And I'm putting the worst actors of all time that actually suck so bad that some of them maybe stopped making movies because they said, stop making movies, you suck. Next on my list, or next on the list that we're talking about, isn't someone that I'm going to put on the list, but we have to mention him because so many people would say, you're not going to mention this guy, and that's Arnie, who I think Arnie has...
Arnie Hammer?
No, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who did more with less ability than anyone on earth, has amazing charisma, and gave us some good performances. I think in movies like End of Days, is that what it's called? Like True Lies even. Like I think he had an acting gear inside him, and he's too charismatic to be put on my list, personally. I like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's
a horrible actor.
He is, but he charms me on screen every time he's on screen.
Yeah.
Do you know who might not be on my list, Joe, but I have to mention, is our good buddy and amazing guy, Jax fucking Teller, Charlie Hunnam in the Jax Walk.
Oh, he's awful. He's awful.
He's bad, dude. The only thing he's good in is Undeclared, where he's playing more of a comedic role. Like I think he doesn't play comedy enough.
Lost City of Z. He's good in the Lost City of Z.
He's fun. Come with me if you want to live, Joe. It's not the Toma. Like, Arnold's too iconic to be bad. And no, Sly will not be mentioned. Sly is a good actor. Joe, next on my list is, I mentioned her earlier, is Megan Fox. Megan Fox is one of the more horrible people to be in the starring roles ever. She has zero acting ability. She played the... And I don't understand how I guess I understand how. But I don't understand how she got cast in anything, because she's never been good in anything ever. People want to say Lindsay Lohan, like I saw her mentioned earlier. She's at least has some good performances. She's good in Mean Girls. She's good in Freaky Friday. Like, as a child actor, at least she gave him some decent performances. Someone like Megan Fox. Parent Trap. She was like charismatic on screen. Megan Fox looks like a deer in the headlights every time a camera's on, and she's reading dialogue like someone's holding her in ransom. That's what Megan Fox looks like to me. Like someone's holding her in ransom saying, say this line now, feeding her lines in her ears. April O'Neil, the top of her worst performances, because April O'Neil's actually a character. It's supposed to be similar to Lois Lane, somewhere in between, like a Lois Lane-like character, but maybe even a little bit more like proactive. You know, someone that gets involved more. And she just played, hi, I'm Megan Fox. Like it was horrible, bad. I like she might be a good person. She was married to David Silver for a while. Anyone that's connected to 90210 is okay with me. But she may be a good person, but keep her off the screen and taking up roles for good actors. Like, no. Like, someone good could have played April O'Neil. I mean, I know it was a Michael Bay movie, or if someone good could have been in those Transformer movies. I mean, not like someone else on my list is a little lower in those Transformer movies. Not like she had a great co-star. But that's beside the point. But she's really, really, really bad.
Yeah, she is.
Get to the chopper, indeed. Denise Richards was a nomination that I've heard a couple times. I don't think she's big enough to really be up here, but she was pretty bad in her prime. Drew Barrymore, as Joe said. Does Hayden Christensen deserve a mention, Joe?
Yeah.
I mean, like, he was pretty big. Like, I love how nostalgia works. And how bad that people received. We don't talk often about Star Wars, and ultimately you and Matt were right and I was wrong. You know, when Force Awakens came out, I'm like, it's a good movie. These movies could be good. And then we never talked about this shit again because I was embarrassed how bad the next two are. I didn't want to talk to you guys about it. But like, because of how poorly received those movies, whatever people's opinions really are on them, there's been this like nostalgic joy of like, we watched the prequel movies when we were kids and Hayden's not bad. We like those movies now. And they're such shitty movies and he's so bad in them. And he's like historically bad. And I can't remember something he's ever been good in. People can maybe direct me to something. Maybe he's done stuff in recent years that I haven't seen, but I've never seen Hayden.
I saw something recently with him that I wasn't like completely off, but I don't remember what it was. So.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like he's in. Do you know what? This funny enough, he's in a movie with Jessica Alba where the two of them are okay in it. Where it's like it's a domestic violence movie of some sort, and it's a pretty good movie. It's similar to the Luke Perry Ashley Judd movie, but. I don't know. He was great in Obi-Wan. He was okay in the Obi-Wan series. Okay, I'll give you that. Maybe that was his best performance as Darth Vader in the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series. He was all right there. He was the best part of that series, but that's not saying much. Jumper was fun. Okay, Jumper was a good movie. Okay. Here's another one similar, Joe.
Yeah, but the other kid really shined in that movie.
Jumper,
yeah. I think he was in this...
I didn't even remember.
It's like British Rome movie called like The Eagle or something like that, which was really good. He was in the Turn with the American Revolution spy series that was on.
So Joe, here's another one that some people might be like, "Whoa, Phil, you're putting someone on one of the greatest movie franchises of all time on this list." But I am. Orlando Bloom is a shitty actor. And Legolas from the Lord of the Rings movies. When you see the Lord of the Rings movies, watch them again. Watch everyone's performance. You got Ian McKellen. You got friggin' John Rhys Davis. You got Viggo putting in the balls work and stuff like that. And then watch Orlando Bloom in the background, not locked into his performance. looking all over the place, smiling like a son of a bitch, never giving a good performance other than that role, except for he's like Justin Timberlake level actor, is what I put Orlando Bloom on, Joe. I just don't think he's I don't think he's good in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I think the movies get better when he leaves the franchise. And I'm not going to put him necessarily on my list, but he deserves him. He'd be in my top 20. If I was making a 20, Orlando Bloom would be in the next thing. I think he's very flat, one note, as Debbie was saying in the live chat. I'm not an Orlando Bloom fan. This next guy, though, Joe, definitely is being put on my list, and I guess is this. I might have to put other people on afterwards, but everyone's favorite television star. And maybe this is another one of those examples, like, of course he's bad, but no, there's certain people that you're saying that about, Joe. Of course this guy's bad, that they've actually tried to sell us that they're good actors, and that's the problem. That's what I take with. That's why I accept.
That's everybody on my list.
Most people, but I don't. I'm going to look at your list again because I don't necessarily.
Every single one of these people has been sold to us as good actors, and they're not.
Fine, but. Another one on that list, but some of the people I've been mentioning, I feel like are the same, and you're overlooking them. Another one I'm going to mention in that.
I don't think anybody on your most of the people on your list have not been sold to us as good actors.
Bullshit.
Listen, nobody said fucking Police Academy was supposed to win fucking Oscars for best dramatic performances and shit. But they're telling fucking fart jokes and fucking tit jokes.
But he said he was a star, you motherfucking asshole.
That's not a fucking act. Those are like Steve Guttenberg and keep Johnny Five alive. Are you fucking kidding me? With the white guy playing a blackface fucking Indian? Yeah. Like, these are not movies that are supposed to be
that was awful.
Great fucking movies. These are like throwaway trash 80s comedies.
So Joe, can you buy with me and go down the list with me that Ashton Kutcher was tried to sold to us as a serious actor? Like, they tried to sell him in movies because
of the
butterfly
effect.
And there was other ones too. There's a couple of other movies where they tried to sell him. He would be in the discussion.
Excuse me. Yeah, no, they did try to sell him. He's always been awful.
And why are you
funny in that '70s show? And why he was never a good actor?
And why are we fucking underselling comedy as an acting skill? It's undervalued and it's harder to do. As someone that's actually, and I'm not playing that card, but I'm just saying this as a way of like presenting it. It's almost easier to do drama than comedy, Joe.
Yes, because of what you always say about comedy. I say and that's kind of why I stayed away from most of the comedy people.
Because it's more subjective of like what's funny.
Much more subjective of what's funny. Listen, killing a fucking puppy, all but a psychopath is going to think that that's fucking horrible and sad, right? But a fart joke, some people find hilarious. Other people find crass and inhumorless.
Joe.
So but only the psychopath among us doesn't well up when you see a dead puppy smeared across your fucking living room floor when your main character is waking up from a head blow and his beautiful car has just been stolen.
Fair.
That hurts everybody on every fucking level.
Joe.
Right? But
but that deserves mention in the extra horrible cases, and in some cases might break a top 10. The next person on my list.
And here's the thing: as far as comedy movies go, you can't deny that the Police Academy movies weren't fucking huge hits in spite of all the bad actors in those. Everybody in those was a fucking horrible actor.
Michael Winslow's awesome. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, Winslow, sure, and then what's his name? The bad cop there.
Oh right? Yeah, Captain Harris, that dude.
From Mannequin.
Yeah, that dude. That dude's an awesome actor. I don't know his name, but he's
right.
Awesome.
And then Johnny Five Alive. That was a smash fucking hit too, right?
And so was Cocoon, and so was Three Men and a Baby. And
he was fucking hilarious. And Three Men and a Baby was a really good fucking movie.
Directed by Leonard Nimoy. Next on my list of my top 10, and filling out my top 10 for now, which might change later, would be Katie Holmes. I was forced to watch. I think
Oh, yeah, she's awful.
she's really bad.
Oh, she's awful. I'll take it. You can change out either my Demi or Kim Basinger.
For Katie Holmes,
Like,
I
for
told you.
Katie Holmes.
I will.
Like,
I'm going to take out Kim. I'm taking out Kim Basinger because I like her better than Demi Moore. So I'm going to put Katie Holmes on that list too. Katie Holmes is one of the more horrible actors. She was on Dawson's Creek. I'd be painfully waiting through Joey scenes to get to Jen, who was actually played by a good actress, and she was horrible in the Batman movies. Like the character of Rachel Dawes is horrible in both those movies, but anytime she tries to do a real serious performance, it just doesn't fly. She delivers dialogue flat as shit. The only performance I kind of like her in is the slutty pumpkin in How I Met Your Mother, because she's playing someone that's supposed to be awful, so you buy that she's awful. She's just one of those people that I just, again, don't think she can act her way out of a paper bag. I think people have told us she can act. Like she's a serious, like she's presented as this intellectual on Dawson's Creek, and she just doesn't pull it off. And I'm a fan of those kind of shows. I know Joe might not be, but I'm a fan of the OC. I'm a fan of 90210, the new 90210, Gossip Girl, the Carrie Diaries, friggin' every single one of them I will watch. And Dawson's Creek, I've seen it and I like it. It's a very good series. She is the worst part of that fucking show.
He even talked Pasty.
Pasty, yeah. Pasty, yeah, Pasty. Yeah, I like Pasty. He's in the Mighty Duck movies too. I like Pasty.
I think he's a horrible actor.
He's pretty bad too. He's not on this list, but he's pretty bad. He's pretty awful.
And he had his own show, like sci-fi show on for a while too. That was just fucking awful. I'd have to listen to him. We go, oh, do you watch this? And I'll be like, oh, God.
KP says it right. Katie Holmes is like water, tasteless in the hydration. Oh, no. Good pick, Phil. Never watched that show. I will not permit Tom Cruise. I'm not talking about Tom Cruise. No Tom Cruise. You guys a little Tom Cruise in the chat. Someone say I like the butterfly effect, but yeah, Kutcher sucks. Okay, next one on this list is going to be one of those next two are Joe okay ones for sure. Or it's I shouldn't even mention Larry the Cable Guy, but Larry the Cable Guy, the Bosworth. No. Next is Rob Schneider, definitely not an A-lister, but pretty shitty in the comedy landscape of like in the Sandler movie. Any Rob Schneider driven movie is the worst kind of movie. He's just shitty. Okay, Joe, you're going to hate me for these next picks, and I'm going to fucking ostracize half the fucking audience right now because I know how many fans this fucking show has. But I'm saying it, I don't care. Half the cast of Friends sucks. Jennifer Aniston, Matt LeBlanc, and David Schwimmer can go walk off a bridge of acting. They all fucking suck. The only ones that are indispensable on that show are fucking Lisa Kudrow and Matthew LeBlanc. Not Matthew LeBlanc, Matthew Perry.
Yeah, but
the other three suck, especially Schwimmer.
But Cox and Aniston are super fucking.
Aniston is fine. Aniston's fine. She's an okay actress. Notice I didn't mention her. Aniston is awful. She's an awful actress in everything she's in. And she's likable. She's wonderful, but she always plays the same thing in every role.
In everything she's in, she's got pokies.
And she can't emote. Matt LeBlanc is a horrible actor, and David Schwimmer is a horrible actor.
She's like a Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt's better. Lisa Kudrow is a legitimately decent performer. So is Matthew Perry. So was Matthew Perry, and Courtney Cox is a decent performer too. But the other three, balls on a stick, Joe. They're all the equal of Jerry Seinfeld on Seinfeld. Especially Schwimmer. Schwimmer is the worst. I can't buy him in anything. His performance in American Horror Story was one of the worst performances I've ever seen on television. Schwimmer, I've never seen him good in anything. He's the anti-Jimmy.
He's awful in Band of Brothers.
He's the anti-Jimmy Smith. You know how Jimmy Smith is good in everything? Like, you just put him in, like, he made the last couple of seasons of Sons of Anarchy almost passable to watch. And it's like, you get put Jimmy Smith in anything, it's like, oh, he's really cool. You put him in, like, fucking Schwimmer is the anti that. You put Schwimmer in everything, he's horrible. The next two are personal ones that I have to say, Joe, because they just made Voyager unwatchable at times. Neelix and Cass from Voyager. I don't know the name of the actors. I'm not going to say the name of the actors because I don't care. They both made the show horrible. That's fine. I was talking about The Godfather earlier with somebody, the wonderful Krista.
The whole movie sucks.
Fuck you in your fucking ear. But the third movie, Sofia Coppola, might be an excellent goddess of a director, but she is a horrible actor. Harley Quinn Smith, Kevin Smith's daughter, shitty. And I want to use this as an opportunity to mention several other nepo babies, like Jaden Smith, and name yours a nepo baby of choice right here that has no talent and no business performing. There are some that are really good, so I feel like
Barrymore.
Fine, she can be on your list, but there's some that make it worth it, like Jack Quaid. I love Jack Quaid, and if he's a nepo baby, it almost makes it all worth it because he's just so cool in everything he does. And there's other ones. Rumor Willis is kind of cool. I think the one in Stranger Things, Ethan Hawke's daughter, is kind of okay. Not Rumor Willis.
Who was it in studio?
I forget. Like some of them are okay, and
who in the last 2 episodes of Studio?
I haven't watched Studio, so you'll have to.
You haven't watched the Studio?
Not yet. Not yet.
Is it what's the guitarist rocker black Jew guy?
Lenny Kravitz's daughter, Sophia Kravitz.
No, that's not who I was thinking. Yeah, maybe no, not who I'm thinking of.
No, what's
Zoe
Kravitz? Zoe Kravitz is a great actress.
Yeah, Zoe.
But so there's a few examples of.
She's really.
She's an excellent actress. There is
Who's the?
There's a lot of horrible nepo babies. So, yeah. But I like Ethan Hawke's daughter, who's on Stranger Things. There's a couple people I enjoy their performances, so I feel like a hypocrite saying it, but for the most part, it's not a good thing. I'd rather merit be driven in Hollywood rather than the kids getting
Goldie Hawn's kid.
What's his name? Russell. Yeah, it's pretty good performer.
No, the chick there.
No, there's a dude, something Russell, like is a dude. What's it like?
No, the chick.
I don't know her name. What's her name? It's gonna pop in my head in a second here, but I know who you're talking. Liv Tyler, I think she's not the best actress in the world. Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson, yeah.
Tori Spelling is one of the worst nepo babies. I don't mean to mention Tori Spelling. She's even bad for 90210 standards. And
she was bad for Saved by the Bell standards.
Lily Rose Depp. She was pretty bad for Saved by the Bell standards too. Which brings us to, Joe, the entire cast of Saved by the Bell is on my list. Not on my top 10 list, but they're.
You can have it.
No, they're not on my top 10 list, but they're in the discussion. We have to talk about the entire cast of Saved by the Bell, minus Belding and Screech. They actually were decent performers, but
and Mrs. Whoever's class.
Oh yeah, that's not Saved by the Bell though. That's a different show. But
she followed on for the
Haley Mills. No, she was only in that first Mrs. Bliss.
Was she? Okay.
No, she dropped out afterwards. But Mario Lopez is shitty. Mark Paul Gosselaar might try really hard, but he's not very good. Tiffany is a pretty good actress. Tiffany was okay on 90210. She had some good performances afterwards.
No, she isn't. She's horrible.
She's okay on 90210, playing against character.
And what's her name? The stripper movie there.
Yeah, Elizabeth Berkley.
Showgirls.
It's horrible. She's fucking horrible. Lily Rose Depp is not very good. Tori Spelling is the worst. Says, we got Animal Check in the live chat. Check in the live chat. Great to see so many people popping in. Thank you for joining us tonight for this not traditional kind of cast. And I see that we do have some voicemails, and we're going to catch up in the chat as we're nearing the end of the list, and then Joe and I are going to share our final top 10 lists and try to see if we can organize as a one list amongst us.
We don't. We can't. We agree. We can't.
We can't.
We agree on what? 2 people, I think.
But we're not. I'm not quite done yet. So next is list of musicians and pro athletes that have tried to be a thing but never were. The Brian Bosworths of the world, as Walking Dave was saying, the Boz. The Dennis Rodmans of the world. The David Bowies of the world. All the wrestlers. The Hulk Hogans. The this guy. The that guy. Yeah, there are some good examples of people that were pretty good. But Joe, where does someone like The Rock and Xena fit into this? Are they good actors? Do you consider The Rock and John Cena both good on-screen performers? Are they just or should they be included in this discussion of pro athletes and failures of performances?
No, because
Vanilla Ice. There was a Vanilla Ice movie, if people remember. Cold as Ice. Think about that. Pontificate while I grab a drink.
No, I just don't. They're not. I like both of. And who's the other one from the Guardians of the Galaxy? There, whoever that was, in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, Thrash or yeah, whatever.
Like, those guys.
Oh, whatever his name is. Visu, whatever. Forget it. Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. they're not bad, but when they're cast in what like the shit that they should be cast in.
Right. I think The Rock works in movies that he can be The Rock in, and if you don't do it too often. It's when you start casting him in anything he has to perform. Xena, I think, has a little bit more flexibility, and he does a little bit better of a job casting himself in the right kind of roles. Would JDL piss on House of Dragon if it was on fire? No, he would not. Toast to you, Kelly Johnson. Mm-mm.
Yeah, definitely. No.
People say
someone should burn the negatives of that.
The Zach was the best actor. We're going to catch up a little bit in the live chat when we're done with this list. I'm almost done. But yeah,
Zach Morris was an asshole.
The list of musicians and pro athletes. Next up is barely missing out on my list, but I have to think about it and look at my other list and see if he makes it in there, Joe, is Shia LaBeouf. I really didn't like him in his little run as a performer. I never got the thing with him. I know you don't hate him quite as much as I do, but at least I think I remember that. But I just never got.
It's old, and even when he's not being mouthy, he still somehow sounds and comes off mouthy.
Yeah, and I just never bought it though. He also sounds like a little like toothless douchebag.
He's tiny.
Yeah, like he should be called tiny in every performance. That's my thing with it. Like I just can't buy him in the scenes in the style of which he's presented to me in a lot of ways. So
I agree.
So I'm gonna bring him up a little bit because he doesn't quite. He might be towards the bottom of my list. And the other person that is sort of in the same category with me, Joe, I never got it. I think she's an especially horrible performer. Is Tara Reid. Like she was a thing for a long time. Like they kept trying to put her in things, and I just can't remember that many times where she ever impressed me in a performance. But again, I don't think she makes my top 10. The Hasselhoff, Joe. And I know this is going to be one of those ones. Yeah, of course, David Hasselhoff is bad, but he deserves to be mentioned if we're talking about some of the worst actors of all time.
Well,
to have success.
Again, yeah, because like Knight Rider was huge.
And so
Baywatch was huge. And he was huge as like a pop star musician in fucking Germany, Europe, and shit. Like, and for someone that had as much success as he did,
I have not KP.
He's pretty bad.
He's pretty bad. People will say Shatner, but there will be no Shatner hate on my list here. I had nominated Jenna Ortega from Wednesday, who's a newer performer who kind of plays one note all the time. My thing with Jenna is if she continues to just play this one note Wednesday character in everything she's in, she may reach our lists later on in time, but But for now, she's too young of a performer and still learning her craft for me to.
The Death of the Unicorn was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think she has good performances in her. I think she's just has people in her ear saying Wednesday was popular, so do that over and over again.
Yeah, be that brooding, dark-haired little goth girl.
But I think she has the skills to do more. It's just about her doing the more. So I hope that she gets the right advice and takes some challenging roles more in the future. Joe, this is an easy one for me to be talked about tonight, but the fucked up thing about it is out of the many things she does, between music, and I didn't mention this performer in the musicians that tried to be a thing because she's legitimately separate, and a couple of people will name one of her performances to say, wait, what about this performance? But other than this performance, which I think is notably okay, but I still don't love it, I think she's been like really not the best in everything she's been in, but she's a singer. She's a singer as well. And I think that what's fucked up is she's a better actress than she's a singer. And that's, of course, we mentioned Ben Affleck. So how can we not mention Jenny from the Block, Jenny Lopez, who I think is good in the Selena movie. I'll give her that. She's really good in the Selena movie, but other than that, I cannot think of a good. I like The Wedding Planner and Made in Manhattan, but she's a horrible actress.
Here, I'm going to say this. Nobody's ever pushed her on us that she was a great actress. Fair. She's trying.
Fair.
She's trying and she's getting roles, but I want to take a minute to let's follow her career. She started as a fucking fly girl.
She's an amazing dancer. She's an amazing dancer.
Started as a fly girl, just like Jamie Foxx on that show started as a DJ and not as like one of the comedians on stage. So she went from being a fly girl and a backup fucking dancer for like commercial breaks and shit.
Fair.
To being a musician, a recording artist, and then
a movie star.
Like Money Train.
No, but I don't think she's
Right?
particularly
Like,
good in that.
no, she's not, but she's never had like that, like,
And
and
I think
she,
that's her
yeah,
best performance.
Made in Manhattan, and
The
like some
Wedding
other
Planner.
movies, and The Wedding Planner, and this, she's been in some
They're
things, but
Lifetime movies.
she's taken a long time to do it, like,
No, fair. This is why
and
she's
like
not
I
on.
don't think anybody's like trying to put her in movies as much as
No,
she's
I
trying
th-
to put
I
herself
think
in.
I think Jennifer Lopez has amazing dancing talent. I think she is maybe like that's her best skill, and she's good at presenting herself as a package. Like I almost feel like she's an intelligent machine, like in the way Arnold Schwarzenegger was, and she did so much with so little talent.
Like she's triple threat. She's
Triple
triple
threat.
threat. She's not the best out of all of it, but she is damn good
Dancing is
at
the
her
best.
triple threat.
And the other one people want us to mention, or I've seen a few people mention along the way, is Madonna. I think her performance in League of Their Own alone is good enough to not have her be on this list. I do think she has some clunker performances, but I think League of Their Own, she legitimately.
And the what's that? There's another one, Desperately Seeking. Is that
Desperately
she's in
Seeking
that too?
Susan? Is that yeah? And she's also in who's that? No, who's that girl with Cyndi Lauper? And she's also in Dick Tracy. I mean, she's Dickard, whatever that name of the movie is.
No, she's not a great actress, but like, she's fucking Madonna. If she wants to be in a fucking movie, you let her be in a fucking movie, and you don't complain that she's bad. She's fucking Madonna.
Fair, and I do, but I literally think, Joe, get your head out of your dick. So we mentioned him earlier, but Kevin Sorbo definitely deserves to be mentioned because he is one of those. Yes,
she did Evita. Was she Evita? Did she do Evita? That was a huge fucking movie.
Yeah, no, I don't think she was good in it, but she did it.
I didn't watch it.
We got a couple of nominations from the live chat. This is from Hemorrhoid Hertz, who one of the truest names ever in live chat history. Hemorrhoids Hertz says Emily Blunt, Sofia Vergara, Kevin Hart, and John Cena. All of those are interesting picks. They don't make my list.
They don't make my list, but yeah, I can't argue with them. I happen to like Emily Blunt. I dig some of her shit.
Joe, let's revisit our top 10 lists. Joe's list is, and Joe, I don't know if you can put this in an order.
I have no order for it.
Okay.
That's like when here's the thing. If you're bad, you're just fucking bad. There's there's no degree of like awful actor. You're an awful actor. You're just fucking awful. Like if you're 1, you're 10. If you're 10, you're 1. If you're 100,
are you a Doors song? 1 in 10.
Like there,
1
I
in
can't
10,
like my top actors are always changing and moving around, and you know, depending on what I've seen or what I'm currently watching, I might be like, oh, he's fucking awesome. I really like him. He's definitely a top fiver. Like, but my top 5 can change so frequently. But as far as I'm like, once you're off the good actor list, it doesn't matter where you fall. There's no number like in your shit. Like you're just shit. Who cares if you came in number 100 in the Boston Marathon or you came in number 1,000? You weren't number 1.
So Joe, your argument is there aren't degrees of shit. There's just shit. There aren't like
right. There are not degrees of shit. Like if you have to eat a shit sandwich, do you care
if it's diarrhea or it's
shit in that sandwich?
I think I would rather.
At least the diarrhea will moisten the bread.
Maybe you want that though? Wouldn't you rather be? Wouldn't you rather dry?
There's no degree.
Wouldn't you rather it be drier?
You eat a shit sandwich.
I'd rather it be dry. We'll go down.
There's no shit sandwich you want.
How do you eat your mushrooms? I mean, I've eaten shit sandwich. I can't speak for Joe.
No, and that's just it. You put your mushrooms on pizza. You put them in a burger. You put them on a sub.
It doesn't matter. I can't speak for Joe. I've eaten shit before.
Fucking mushrooms. You still taste them over all the rest of that goodness that you're putting down. You're like, oh, this is my favorite sub. I'll put this 1/8 on there. No, it makes every bite of that fucking perfect sub taste like a shit ass fucking mushroom.
Debbie says, I agree about
I'm
John.
not talking about like portobello.
Not a
shiitake.
No, you actually do mean a shiitake. Actually, is what you mean, like a shiitake all over that shit. Diarrhea. Oh, Jackie. Debbie says, Joe, I agree about John Wayne, but I also think Jerry Lewis in his popularity was baffling to me. So here we go. This is Joe. Let me give you my list in
especially when you had such greats like Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin come before him doing that exact same kind of comedy, who both did it. I don't know if Buster Keaton. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Buster Keaton. Yeah. Who both did that kind of performance, and there's so many other examples of it that are just beyond what
I
he gave us.
I'm not here to stop the Duke hate. So okay, so my list in order of least worst to the worst. My least worst on my top 10 list would be Keanu Reeves. I think Keanu is a pretty good actor, but still top 10 bad. But I think delivers enough great performances in shitty performances in great movies, but good enough performances like his role in Parenthood, Bill and Ted, Matrix, and all such. Maybe they would have been better with Robert Downey Jr. in every single one of those performances, or Leo, or something like that, because they're better actors and better performers, or Edward Norton, or any of his peers really, or Brad Pitt, or like any of the peers besides Keanu are all better than him, or Will Smith in his prime. Like any of those guys are all better actors, or Denzel, or like they're all better than Keanu. Like, let's not cut this shit sandwich. There's not many people on that list that Keanu is better than, but he's a really nice guy and he has some really iconic performances, and I think he can be good in things. Next on that list for me would be Ben Affleck. I think Ben also is good at playing the douchebag and a good director and understands good performance. That's why he stopped acting so much. He knows he's bad. So sometimes he like gets to a point where he gets frustrated with how bad he is because he likes good movies, and he's like, I keep ruining movies, so I'm going to go back to directing. And then they talk him into acting again, so he goes back and acts again. He gets drunk and thinks about it. Next would probably be Matthew Modine. I think Matthew Modine's an okay performer. It's personal. It's fucking personal. It's personal. I just really don't like the dude. Next would be Andie MacDowell for the same reasons. I don't think she's as bad as I prop her up to be, but she bothers me on screen for some reason, and she ruins some good movies. Speaking of which, Groundhog's Day on the screen right now. Next would be Ashton Kutcher, because I think he does do the comedy stuff really well, like the over-the-top dude. But it's not just that movie. People have tried to sell him a few times as a real actor, and I think he even fails at the comedy thing in more recent years. Post that 70s show and some of his fun, like once he tried to be serious, it was hard for him to go back in the comedy box. Once he failed at it, it just was hard. Next on my list would be Steve Guttenberg. Enough said. Then we got the big shits. We got Tara Reid, who I think could be probably pretty good at playing a certain kind of Valley Girl character if she cleaned up and wasn't on like coke and meth up each nostril. And next would be, this is tough, Jessica Alba. She seems like a sweet kid, and she's obviously very, very beautiful, and the screen loves her. The camera loves Jessica Alba. And I think she is really earnest, and she's trying really, really hard, but she's really bad. Next up, Katie Holmes. She doesn't seem like she's trying hard, and she's equally as bad, so she's worse. Katie Holmes just sucks, and there's no effort there either. I feel like the only performance she's like good in is when she plays like, I am a wooden crazy person kind of role, where she just like puts her eyes up in her head and plays insane. And anyone can do that. Joe could do that. If I don't get him to look at the camera, he can play a fucking crazy person. Great. And the worst actor of all time on my list, Joe, with a bullet, is Steven Seagal, because he can't even pull off a fucking movie on his level. Like, he stinks out loud in those kind of movies. Like, he's memorably bad, and he's one of the worst Saturday Night Live performers of all time, which worth mentioning, of like someone that has to just go in there and think on their feet. When you're worse than Shaq, and you're worse than Michael Jordan, and you're worse than LeBron, or you're worse than like all these dudes that aren't good actors. I almost mentioned Michael because of Space Jam, or LeBron's a pretty good actor, actually. See how he handles after every foul. With all his acting is whining, LeBron, I'm hurt. No, but like, I'm the GOAT, I'm hurt. But whatever. But he's pretty good in like some performances. I've seen LeBron pretty good in some acting roles. But like, Steven Seagal showed his ass on Saturday Night Live, Joe, and he showed himself to be one of the worst people just ever. He was so bad he couldn't even pull off being in one of Sly's movies. There, not the Untouchables, the Unbeatables, the Unretirables. What was this movie? The Irresistibles. What is it called? You just keep letting me go until I name it. What is the Inconceivables? What the fuck's that movie series called? And he fucking sucked it. Steven Seagal is awful, Joe, and he's number one on my list. So Joe's list, in no particular order, is Joe, I almost want to save you some embarrassment and remove some of these people. No, I'm kidding. So number 10 on Joe's list, because I don't think he's seen enough of his performances to really judge him. You're muted, by the way.
You can put it in any order you want.
Any order. Expendables. Thank you. Thank you, JT Moore, for caring about me more than my co-host. Actually, you were muted. I thought you just weren't telling me, asshole. Okay, so I can put it in any order I think what your order would be. Or
no, you can put my 10 in the order you think they should be in.
Okay. I think your list sucks so bad. Okay. Number 1 on your list would be, or the worst the best to the worst. The best actor on your list, which would be the first one on Joe's list, is
not what I think they should be.
Right. Miss Me. Number 10 on Joe's list is Sean Connery. I think Joe had a stroke halfway through the show and forgot that Sean Connery is one of the best actors of all time and can go take a fucking giant pool stick up his ass thinking that Sean Connery isn't awesome. But number 10 on Joe's list from an idiotic standpoint is Sean Connery. Number 9 on Joe's list is Michael B. Jordan, one of the best performers right now working. That is incredible. So I'm going to put him number 9. Number 8 on Joe's list would be John Travolta, an uneven performer that has some really clunker, awful performances, but has some really amazing ones as well. He's really great in Pulp Fiction. He's really great in the role of Michael. He was good in the Look Who's Talking movies, even in a comedic role, or in the dance movies like Saturday Night Fever. He's awesome in Grease, one of your favorite movies, Joe. And he's a great Zuko. Who could play Zuko other than fucking Travolta?
Oh, Danny Zuko.
Come on, dude. Do you hate Bobby Wheeler too?
He's awful.
Have you seen James Brown? Have you seen James Brown? You did put James. Oh, you put James Bond. KP. I autocorrected my brain to James Brown. But so next on your list would be Natalie Portman, who is another amazing actress that you haven't even seen her best work. Then on
with everything else, she sucks.
Next would be Nick Cage, who is an unbelievable actor that you're sleeping on, that has so many good performances.
Nonsense.
Next would be Drew, who is not the best actor in the world. Then I'd put Keanu. And then number 1 on your list, I'd put John Wayne. So I'm going to read Joe's list in a more straight way now. Joe's list is Nicolas Cage, Keanu Reeves, Drew Barrymore, John Travolta, Sean Connery, Natalie Portman, John Wayne, Katie Holmes, and Demi Moore, and Michael B. Jordan. That's Joe's list. My list, as I mentioned earlier. So no one puts Joe in the corner. Travolta's a great actor. Let's see what people's reaction in the live chat is, and then we'll get to the calls, Joe, and we'll start to wrap stuff up. John Haymaker, no one walks out of the drive-in, Sandy. What? Natalie is great. Joe's never seen Black Swan. His opinion doesn't matter about Natalie Portman. Damn, Joe is dropping elbows with his list. Joe is. Immediately after I pressed send, Joe, have you seen James Brown? I got that. I know I'm Joe. Oh, Shaq Fu was a shitty game. Kazam. I didn't like Shazam 1 or Shazam 2. Expendables is an amazing franchise for me, says KP. It's weird that Steven Seagal literally got paid millions of dollars to purposely be in large studio films. That has to be witchcraft. We got our good buddy Uncle D. Is it a stretch to say pretty boy Ryan Gosling goes by on looks alone, Joe?
Yes, he does get by on looks alone.
He does.
He's warmed on me a little bit with some of his recent movies, but he's a horrible actor too. He is a really horrible actor.
He's pretty bad. Tyler Perry, Steven Seagal. We got
and you could probably change out Sean Connery for him.
For who?
For Gray Man.
Oh, for Ryan Gosling.
Guy. Yeah.
For Ryan Gosling. I will do that with a bolt, Joe. So Joe's new list is
he did not cross my mind when I hated him for a long time. Like I said, he's warming on me, but he's a really bad actor.
Okay, so Joe's list is Nicolas Cage, Keanu Reeves, Drew Barrymore, John Travolta, Ryan Gosling, Natalie Portman, John Wayne, Katie Holmes, Demi Moore, and Michael B. Jordan. Thank you, at least for that one, Joe. And my honorable mentions are Shia LaBeouf, even though people say there's a couple of roles I have to see of his, Tara Reid, and David Hasselhoff. But my list, in no particular order, is Katie Holmes, Austin Kutcher, Megan Fox, Steve Guttenberg, Jessica Alba, Andie MacDowell, Matthew Modine, Ben Affleck, Keanu Reeves, and number 1, Steven Seagal. Space Jam was better than Shazam. Still makes my list. Keanu Reeves seems like he likes what he does, and he's goofy, good guy. Tyler Perry's a little different. How could you not include Point Break in Reeves' good performances? He's horrible in Point Break, Jay. The only reason he's passably okay is because Anthony Kiedis is worse in it.
What's her name in that is fucking amazing.
Lori Petty.
Tank Girl.
Lori
Yes,
Petty.
Lori Petty.
She's awesome in everything, dude.
Yes, she is.
You know they're remaking Tank Girl. I am gonna give away. Can I do this? Am I allowed? Am I allowed to do this shit?
You are.
I am, Joe. Let me close this. I'm allowed to gift some shit out, Joe. Let me gift some shit out to some of our listeners right now. Let's gift some memberships.
Woohoo!
Can I do that? Did they take away the option here for this shit? Give me a second, Joe. Okay. So let's read a few more live chats here. JDL is a wise man. He knows House of the Dragon is hot garbage, he says. And it's not letting me fucking do it. Jesus. Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to do it. It's not giving me the option right now. So I'll try to figure this out. And if I can figure it out, I will give you guys. I will find a way to gift you guys some memberships. I will try. Where's Wallace? Yeah, where is Wallace? Hey, Joe. Where would you say he doesn't even remember him in The Wire, Uncle D? Yeah, that's why he doesn't. I don't think he remembers. I don't think he knows who he's talking about. We got Steph Snow.
I know exactly what I'm talking about. Creed, fucking Black Panther,
I know. Point Break is a classic. I like my mushroom gummies. Mushroom gummies are great, or the chocolate gummies are even better. Sent one gift membership. Thank you, John Haymaker, who gave out us a gift membership, Joe. And JDL is Joe Dirty Locks. I didn't get it at first either.
Yeah. Me either.
I was like, who's this JDL? Who are we talking about? Is this JDL person? I don't fucking know. And let's see. Oh my goodness, where is the fucking option? Nope. Okay. So anyways, let's listen to a couple voicemails, Joe. And as I search for this fucking option. Oh, we got a bunch from Jay here, and I think we got a couple from Tracy. So let's listen. Let's listen to Tracy first and see what Tracy has to say about our topic tonight and about our lists a little earlier.
Hey, Phil and Joe. I'm just calling to give you my 10 worst actors. I don't know if I have exactly 10, but so far, Gabrielle Union, the sister that played in Succession, the girl who played in Dev's TV show and is now in House of Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Dylan and Brandon from 90210.
They
were fine, but
American Strays.
They were very, very fine to look at, but their acting pretty much sucked.
I love you.
Also, Nicolas Cage. I kind of agree with Joe. Even though I love Face Off, I do kind of agree with Joe. But that's all I have for now. So those are my top 7 or 6 terrible actors.
Yeah, listen, I get it. The Nicolas Cage thing, it's a phenomenon because I can name a dozen movies that I love of his. But he honestly sucks. Like Face Off, I think is horrible. I can't stand that movie. Other people love it. That's their movie. For me, honestly, when Nick Cage is concerned, Phil's favorite, Raising Arizona, that's not one of my favorites, but I really like that movie. It's a classic. But there's other movies of his I really kind of like his
Ghost Rider.
Thank you. I kind of like his Ghost Rider movie. I like the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Like, there's something about his actual performance in that I kind of dig.
No, I hear you.
Why would Lenore travel thousands of miles to get permanent?
But he's playing like his own, like a douchebag version of himself. And it's believable.
No, I absolutely hear you. Like when and I did figure out a way to do the membership thing, Joe. It's just, and we're gift out 10 memberships here. So hopefully some of you guys got some memberships. Let me click that off right there and click that off right there. figure that out. Thank you to everyone that's watching right now. We got our good buddy Igor. We got Debbie became a member. We got Samuel. We got Gecko. We got James. We got Laura. We got John. We got Bronze. We got Big E. We got Igor, our good buddy Igor. Lady Stoneheart, Kimmy G. Sorry, our good buddy Jay didn't get one right now, but I was just making it rain. Next month there will be 10 more. We're only allowed to give out 10 a month. And I'm glad I figured that out. Sorry, I was just like, I was on tilt for a few minutes there, Joe. I was like trying to figure that out. I was like, well, what the fuck? Why can't I do this right now? I was just, it hurt me for a second, Joe. It hurt me. I wanted to make it rain right there. But thank you to everyone in the live chat for all your support. It means JDL sounds like a great wrestling name. I actually do think it sounds like a great wrestling name, and I do think Joe needs to watch Sinners. It's a good movie. He will check that out when it comes to like HBO or something, and maybe
Michael B. Jordan vampire movie. No,
and maybe it will change his mind at some point.
No.
Okay, someone asked us, have you seen the trailer for the new Game of Thrones video games? It looks better than the final series, and I did see the clips from it. I'm interested in playing it. I'm somewhat excited. I did like the Telltale games. My fear is that it's looking a little pay-to-play mobile-y at times, but if it's going to be a real game where you get to play the end of the series and have a different ending and be Jon Snow and face off the Night King the way it looks like in that trailer, that looks kind of cool. And it's cool to kind of do that moment, and I'm going to play it and stream it, and I'll be excited to do it. So, Uncle D, it made me excited. I watched Carmine's video. If you haven't checked it out on Red Team Review, he kind of goes through it. And I got excited but it smells of pay to play ish, but I just hope it's not like that. I hope they go the all.
It will be all microtransactions and wait and pay to get things done quicker.
I hope on this one, we know Joe's always right, but I hope on this one you're wrong. We got another message from Tracy G, and then we'll get into some of Jay's messages. Here is Tracy G.
Tracy G again. I have 3 more. Will Smith, Dolomite, and all the Dolomite movies. You can throw that in the trash.
The Dolomite movie was great, though.
Sarah Connor,
with Eddie Murphy.
Trash too in these later
Sarah Connor,
Terminator movies. And then also at Keanu Reeves shouldn't be on the list. Just because of Point Break. Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves could not be on the list.
Because you love Point Break. Because you love Point Break so much.
Roadhouse, Dirty Dancing, next to Ken for Patrick
Hey, no one's putting Swayze in the corner.
Out there before you all got to it.
We love you.
And I think that's it for now too.
We love you. We love you, Tracy. I'm not putting Swayze in any corner, Joe. We wouldn't put Swayze anywhere near that list.
I thought about actually.
Oh, you thought about putting the Swayze in? Okay, so it's interesting.
But again, Dirty Dancing, Roadhouse,
but there's
great movies. He's awful in them.
And I think but there's something
Ghost.
There's something earnest about his performance and everything he does, though. Like he's trying really hard, and I like it. Like I like Roadhouse.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I like
A for effort, Phil.
Yeah, I like To Wong Fu or whatever it is. To Wong Fu with him and Leguizamo.
Yep, that's and what's his name? Wesley.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. That's a great fucking movie, and I think his performance in that's really good. I think he can be good. I think we were robbed of maybe him getting better as he got older. But I think he made some poor decisions in movies and choices and stuff. But I understand why people might want to talk about the Sways. By the way, the Game of Thrones Conquest mobile is the 3rd most played mobile MMO. Interesting. I did mention J-Lo, Black Candle. J-Lo was mentioned earlier, so don't you forget she was mentioned. So let's get into finding out how we were wrong tonight, Joe, and hear what Jay has to say. He's got a bunch of messages, which usually means you and I are wrong about something. So let's see what Jay has to say.
So I misread this thing. I thought you guys are just doing the best actors of all time. But if you guys put Nicolas Cage on this list, either both of you or one of you is an asshole. And also, my list would have Jack Black. That's the only person I can think of to add right now. Like, that's the only name I have for, worst actors that keep getting picked for movies.
Yeah, he's electric.
I think of anyone else will say something.
Yeah, and I think the important part of that call is Joe's an asshole for picking Nick Cage. I think what we can take from Jay's call right there, Joe, is that
he sucks though.
Is that you were an asshole? Is it what was that?
It's true that he sucks.
Yeah,
like, I'm sorry. Like, the truth hurts.
Maybe
and
not.
I understand the lashing out because of it.
Joe, the truth hurts. Maybe not as much. Maybe not as much as jumping on a bicycle with the seat missing, but it hurts.
Listen. And that's right. And I understand that when you get hurt like that, when you hear the truth about something, you want to lash out and
stop gaslighting everybody. It's Mr. Therapist. Just because you're a fucking professional therapist, don't try to gaslight everybody into thinking it's their problem. No. You're using your superpowers evil right now. Stop with the smirk, douche. You're gaslighting the audience with your fucking shit. I'm not drunk enough to fucking fall for it.
Listen, everybody has their opinion, and that's just it. They all stink. Everyone's got one, just like bumholes. And when yours gets hurt because it's a bad opinion, you want to lash out.
Yeah, and sometimes people are just like when Joe's talking about this, he's definitely talking about himself.
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
So, thank you, Tim. Let's continue with Jay's next message here.
8 Mile with Eminem and the first Batman movie directed by Tim Burton with Michael Keaton. Kim Basinger was good in those movies. And there was another movie she was in.
L.A. Confidential.
She was also good at. If I think about it, I'll call you back.
It's L.A. Confidential. She was also really great in, and I think you're underselling her performances, man. We got Sonic, your boy. Phil,
you took her off the list for Megan Fox.
I did.
Not for Megan Fox. For Katie
Holmes. Katie Holmes.
The Cruise's throwaway.
Katie Holmes. Okay.
That's so awful.
Cruise is that's bad that you associate her with that, but she's washed that Cruise off of her. So she's watched that Scientology a couple of times. She's double showered.
She threw Cruise away.
She did.
Put her.
So Sonic Your Boy gives us another donation. He's a dime bag of support for 33 months. Jesus, Sonic. Thank you for 33 months of support, buddy. That means more than you goddamn know. Joe, Phil, opinion on George R. Martin not finishing Game of Thrones. I talked a little bit about this on Tony and I's stream about it. George R. Martin recently put out a blog post, Joe, where he was a little bit more antagonistic about people being, like, fuck off.
Yeah, he'll finish it when he finishes it. If he fucking dies, he dies. Like, if you're that worried about it, listen, if you want to feel good about George R. Martin not finishing these novels, get your ass to Vegas, walk into any of the casinos, and ask if you can put money on it. They'll probably let you fucking do it. And that way, if you don't get your satisfied Game of Thrones
you win either way.
Or completely trash ending, you're going to win some fucking money. And if you do get an ending, then hey, you got an ending. So
Joe,
go put some money on it and be happy either way and leave the poor bastard alone to do what he actually is having fun doing. Because the moment you fucking force him to do it, he's not going to be having fun. He's just going to fucking piss on a piece of paper. He stopped having soggy fucking roll.
That which is what's been happening for years. He's not having fun right now. Peter Griffin says Joe sounded like Ivan Drago from Rocky Fort. If he dies, he dies. If he dies, George dies. We will have Russian.
Don't make a little money on it.
Da, privyet.
What happens first? He has a fucking heart attack, a massive coronary.
Hey, leave the man alone. Shush. Black Candle says he's breaking my heart. 2 words. Cool World. Yeah, she's awesome. Cool World too as well. Great movie with her and Brad Pitt, right?
Yep, Brad Pitt.
Let's go. We got a bunch more messages from Jay here, Joe. Whoa, that was a little alliteration there, Jay Joe. Here we go, Jay.
The Getaway, Cool World.
Yeah, he's still naming awesome Kim Basinger movies. L.A. Confidential is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, those are all movies that Kim Basinger was good.
Didn't that sound like I corrected him in real time? That was awesome. Okay, people wanted us to mention Tim Allen. Is Tim Allen a bad actor?
Yes.
He is a horrible actor. He deserves that stand-up comedian list of like bad actors that they try to make a thing. That being said, I kind of like the Santa Claus, and he's great in Galaxy Quest. Like,
is he in the?
And
no, that's Ray.
And he's good as the voice of Buzz Lightyear in the Toy Story movies. But like, he's not a good actor. He's definitely not a good actor.
Listen. I want to say,
Joe, you have the audience. Take it. What are you gonna say?
Nah, I don't get anything. I'm not a big fan of Tim Allen, so.
Right. So I think he's good at playing the Tim Allen thing, and it works for some.
Grunt in a microphone.
Yes, fair. So Jay here we got Jay with another message. Let's listen to what Jay said. But I like Galaxy Quest is what it really comes down to it in the same.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah, he's great. But it works because he's bad in it. I mean, that's part of the shtick of the movie is him being bad in it. But that's not to say somebody else couldn't have played that role. They could have got Shatner himself in that role, and it would have worked.
And there's so many awesome people in that movie.
Yeah, he's the least of selling it, like Monk and fucking Hans Gruber, and I know I'm naming them by different characters.
Rockwell, and what's her name? Fucking alien chick,
Sigourney
Weaver, and the list goes on and on.
And
Squeak.
Squeak, yep. And Sigourney Weaver's in the movie, and Sigourney Weaver's boobs are in the movie.
Yeah.
They're their own fucking character in that movie, dude.
Yep.
Jesus. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's continue.
Yep.
They are. They totally are.
These were only better because the action scenes were choreographed better, and because Lucy Liu and the chick that Xena and the chick that played Gabrielle were hot, and guys really liked them in those outfits or whatever. Like you guys talking about one was a much better actor. No, it was better choreographed than Xena. And,
Hercules.
The Warrior Princess angle was a much better attraction or whatever for dudes.
Lucy Lawless, not Lucy Liu.
Hercules was. It was a much more marketable thing.
I know what he meant. Bye. Thank you. Let's see what Jay says now.
I thought he was pretty good in Jumper, and I don't blame him for his performance in Star Wars. I blame
Hayden, okay,
the director and George Lucas, who only really cared about him getting physically big enough to look like Vader and didn't give a crap about anything else.
I buy that.
His directions were just walk, not how you should feel or anything like that. So I don't know. If you guys are calling out Hayden Christensen, I'd say he was good in Jumper, and if your only argument is Star Wars, I'd blame that more on George Lucas.
No, and I'm gonna relent.
Like I said, I saw something else with him.
And I'm gonna relent this point to Jay because I think Jay makes an excellent point there, and I've heard this from Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill. George Lucas isn't a good director, and he doesn't motivate his actors. The reason why those prequel series, the only performer that's good in them is Obi-Wan, is whatever his name is. I'm blanking on his name right now. Because he's a self-motivating kind of actor. Ian McGregor. So, yeah, I am with you on that one, Jay. And I think this is a comment to our Saved by the Bell stuff.
Mark Gosselaar has proven to be at least a decent to good actor since Saved by the Bell or whatever. So, I hate to slander you guys have got.
No, you slander me all you want.
Every cast member. And
that's fine. He's been growing on.
I would probably still watch Elizabeth Burke in Showgirls if it came on.
Yeah, most people would.
I can't really argue
for different reasons. But we got Maud Mary in the live chat.
I think I like that movie because it's bad.
Thank you. I used to hate Kevin Costner, but I later he's great in Yellowstone. He's great in a bunch of stuff. Here we go. Let's listen to this one we got a message from somebody else. Let's listen to this one.
I will fight Joe about Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan is amazing. He's amazing. And I will fight you, Phil. I will fight you over... Wait, is it Tom Cruise that you said?
No, Keanu. I didn't put Tom Cruise on my list. Tom Cruise is a good actor.
But
you want to fight me anyway, KP? You can fight. We can play thumb wrestling because you'll kick my ass. I've seen you, KP. You're huge. You beat my ass. I'm not fighting you. I'm not fighting. What am I, Steven Seagal and fucking fight. I'm not trained. I don't know Aikido. I'm not fucking with fucking KP. KP's huge.
Yeah, Joe. Okay, Joe. Phil. I will fight you over Shia LaBeouf as well. Shia LaBeouf in Fury was amazing. Shia LaBeouf was just a lot of fun to me, and that thing he did where he hired these people to basically perform to the Shia LaBeouf play, and then he was the only person in the entire place clapping. That was funny. I have a top 10 list.
Yeah, KP, this call is a little soft, but I'll reiterate what KP says.
There's a guy on YouTube called Mr. Gigi, and he does a series that just goes through all of Steven Seagal's movies and just points out how shit each one is, how shit each performance is. Like he had a movie recently with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson had a horrible African accent in it, and Mike Tyson was still better than
Steven Seagal. Yeah,
this guy's just so bad.
Absolutely, KP. I'm with KP on that. And people that didn't hear that message, sorry, KP. It was a little quiet, but KP was saying that Seagal's so bad that Mike Tyson outacted him. And I agree. Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson's Mysteries and on How I Met Your Mother is better than anything Steven Seagal ever did. We got a few more messages from Jay before we call this Joe. This is from Jay again.
Joe literally, in one sentence, said why David Hasselhoff can't be on the bad actors list. He gave us Knight Rider. Like, that was literally my favorite show as a kid. So, like, I can't, like, have someone on the bad actors list that on a show that I absolutely love. And I actually watched it.
Listen, Jay, I think you're making a mistake.
I still enjoyed it. So, like, that show still holds up.
I don't know if it holds up. I loved it too. I loved that in Greatest American Hero. But I don't know if it holds up, Jay. But I love you, buddy. I love your enthusiasm as always.
If you want a Madonna on the list, you're an idiot. Like seriously, like
Madonna, right?
If you want a Madonna on the list, you're an idiot. Like seriously, like she is literally one of the best like singer turned actors ever, unless you count like maybe Tupac or somebody. So I don't know how you could have Madonna on the list. Go watch Dick Tracy if you need some proof.
Yeah, for you Madonna pickers. And we got two more of Joe. Here we go. This is from Jay.
John Travolta's on your list? Seriously? And I don't know if Nick Cage was on your list too.
It was.
Oh yeah.
But, Joe,
shut the fuck up.
I like you, but you suck sometimes.
Oh my God! Do you know what? I gotta flag that.
Like I said, when you hear the truth, it makes you want to lash out. When you know it's true, and it hurts.
Joe, we have a new sound cue that I have to sample this.
Like you, but you suck sometimes.
Joe, I like you, but you suck sometimes. Wait, I might have to play that at your funeral.
I like you, but you suck sometimes.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
One more, Joe.
I do suck sometimes because I'm not going to sugarcoat it, man. I'm not going to tell you things just to make your ears feel good, man. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm going to tell you the plain, awful science, the biochemistry, the physics of the world.
That's what trolls do.
Lay it
Joe.
out there how it is. And when you don't like it, you get angry.
Yep.
And when you get angry, you lash out at the people that are trying to teach you something.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has just been a human example of gaslighting in its purest form. Joe Dirty Locks just demonstrated trying to gaslight the audience, and you were all examples of it. Congratulations for being part of this experiment. You have signed a waiver your rights away by listening to this. Thank you. So that's what I'm saying right now. Okay, well, a couple more.
If any part of my list made you angry, it's because you know there was truth to it.
What? You just...
Because you know you've come out of the theater going, or press stop at the end of a movie, or whatever it was,
Joe.
or took your video cassette back to the Blockbuster after having paid $4, and you have to go into the office or into school or wherever it was, and be like, yeah, that was a good movie. Everybody's right. John Travolta and Nick Cage, totally. Their faces, they changed them. And none of their mannerisms could his wife pick up on. None of them. None of them. Been married to you for how fucking long, and I can't tell that you're not my fucking husband by even like the littlest, simplest fucking shit. Like no scars, nothing. Like all right, yeah, because of course you look like him. You didn't have a recent stroke or some shit. Like what the fuck?
Well, oh my goodness. So To go over our list one more time.
The two worst actors in the world, and everybody's like, "That was sorry, Tracy, great movie." No,
It's a great.
Everything from the fucking premise.
I'm just saying, Nick Cage
to
won a
the
damn.
acting. It all sucked.
You suck. Let's listen to two more voicemails here. A couple more
He's
voicemails.
just a better person than me, but I hope he never finishes the books or he writes
George.
the ending just like the show wrote the ending. Because the way I see it, the book readers are responsible for me watching the show in the first place because they're the ones that made it so popular.
Oh, sorry, but good point right there. Let me see if I can find this.
No, I don't disagree with him. Like,
For me watching the show in the first place because they're the ones that made it so popular to get it to casual fans. So their suffering, my suffering is on them. So I don't want them to feel good.
Jackie, we shouldn't call an ambulance, but we got to call a wambulance for Joe because he's crying
I'm
so
one
much.
of the book
He's like,
readers. I'm one of the book readers, but I read the books after season 1. And I started the book 2 because I watched season 1. And then I read book 1 after I finished the other 4.
Joe, Kelly Johnson isn't helping your ego tonight, supplying you with super chats all night. JDL, you're wise in the ways of GOT. Respect. giving you lots of respect tonight. Coined the name JDL, gave you like a cool nickname. My Tig's not that bad, especially because we're Sons of Anarchy's fans. I don't mind being called Tig. The Issues guy's kind of cool. But JDL is like, it sounds like the Justice League. It's like that's Justice League of America or something like that. It's pretty fucking amazing. So we've got one more long voicemail, Joe, listen to here at the end. Here, this is from our good buddy KP. Hopefully his audio.
And another thing.
Better.
So, by the way, my apologies. I had the phone on speaker, but I was hella far away from it, so it sounded low. So my apologies. I was simply just saying that.
No worries. You sounded like you're at the end of you're like the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Do you know there's parts of the Grand Canyon, Joe, that if you try to approach, and a helicopter shows up and it strides you away from? There's hidden roped off parts of the Grand Canyon you're not allowed to check out. Anyways, sorry. Isn't that weird? What are they hiding down there? Are they they got some alien shit? You think some alien shit?
They don't want fucking stupid public to fuck up.
Are they mining down there and they can't let people?
Like delicate monoliths that idiots fucking get drunk and decide to push over, or fucking remains from different tribes.
Fair, very good point. Anyways, let's get back to KP. Sorry for the interruption.
All sorts of cool shit. Yeah, we should go loot.
But Shia LaBeouf is fucking amazing. However, and we all can agree that Seagal is the worst actor that ever was put in movies. The idea that he made millions of dollars in Hollywood is weird to me, but whatever. Do we think? I'm going to throw a name out here. Okay, by the way, Sean Connery is an amazing actor. I can't believe that Joe doesn't Have you not seen any of the James Bonds? What's wrong with you? But yeah.
All the same.
So one of them's at least good enough to be. Just because he did the same thing, he did it once. Gossip.
An example of his acting is this movie from 2015 called Knock Knock that stars 2 random girls coming to his house.
I like it.
Yeah. Wait. I don't want to be pedantic. I don't want to be pedantic, but that sounds like a great premise, Joe, to me. I don't know about you. I don't know you.
Yeah, it's a good premise so far.
Yeah. Hopefully that's how the rest of both of our evenings will go.
You let him in? I'm pretty sure I let him in. Come on in.
Come on in.
I'm robbed and dead.
Honestly, if they're thieves or organ thieves, I'm in a lot of trouble. You want to get me? You want to get me? Two of the wrong types of girls knock on my door. I'm letting you in. Hey, you guys want to smoke a blunt? You want to hang out? Want to watch some? Well, hey, you want to watch our podcast? Want to see Joe and I's top 10 list?
My 1 frying pan, my 1 fork, and my TV. That's all you get out of it. Better take my organs.
Here we go. Do either of you guys ever read the Malaysian books? I have not personally. JDL, break down why. I think. I'm
not a big reader.
Yeah, Joe just learned how to read last week. What do you think? House of the Dragon should be canceled, or do you just not like it?
I think it was a waste.
Okay, so you think
here's the thing. I just don't like it. I think it's bad. I think the acting is I think the sets look awful. I think the story is that I can't. The big fight where he goes out and Doctor Who goes out and kills all the fucking fishermen on the fucking beach. It's the stupidest shit ever. I'm sorry, but There's so much wrong with it. I thought season 2 was stronger than season 1, but there's so much wrong with it.
It's funny.
And, like,
most people go the other way.
a big piece of shit of season 2 though is all the dream shit. Like, I can't stand it.
Oh, you didn't
like
you hate that.
But on top of that, I feel like they wasted a big opportunity. Listen, I feel like everybody knows the story of the Targaryen conquest and the next 300 years of history afterwards, culminating with their fall from Baratheon and the aftermath, which we get in Game of Thrones, right? Like, you already know all this story, and you can fill in the rest if you haven't already. You got a pretty, and if you haven't already, then maybe you did need House of Dragon. But I feel like, why not give us something like pre-Valyria fall, pre-fall of Valyria, pre-Targaryen conquest? You know it's coming at some point. No need to tell us how long before. It could be 1,000 years before, so it doesn't really matter. There's plenty of stories.
I'm with you, Joe. But they wanted somewhere an HBO executive said, "Dragons, boom, fire, yay, let's do dragons."
Valyria, pre-fall of Valyria.
Fair.
That has lots of dragons, lots and lots.
I feel
all
like
sorts of houses that have dragons.
I feel like it would have to be animated to do it right, probably. But
that might be the case. But like, if they wanted to put money and they wanted to spend some on CGI and they wanted to make some real, as they call it, prestige television that followed up on Game of Thrones, something pre-Valyria would have been nice, because you did have already set up many different houses. You had all the dragons. You had the faceless men up in Bravos. You could have brought this fucking series over to Essos. Pre-Targaryens leaving. You still have Targaryens in it, so that keeps it connected. There's all sorts of other shit that you could have done. Those free cities have great stories to tell.
No, you make some good points.
Why
Joe.
waste it on the 300 years that we already know the stories of, or heard like little bits and pieces of through the Game of Thrones novels and television show?
KP says they tried Joe's ideas with Blood Moon. Everyone thought it sucked and got fired because it was probably too different and didn't have like tie-backs to the main series. So the executives were like, "We don't get what this has to do with Game of Thrones. We don't like this."
With what?
They tried. There's the Blood Moon series that they tried. They filmed a whole episode that just HBO.
One episode. They did a pilot and they axed it, and it was probably about the Dothraki maybe, or some shit.
Who knows? It was probably pretty good, and they probably axed it because
it was probably Dothraki shit, Dothraki tribe shit, and like a little bit too rapey and pillagey. You need to have like.
Maybe I am.
Yeah, that shit can be in there, but that can't be a fucking hero clan.
I'm also very excited. Very excited for Duncan Egg, and I hope
Duncan Egg. I am too, and that's in the same time period, that 300-year time period that I'm talking about. They shouldn't have gone back to, but that's like kung fu. That's traveling.
Yeah.
Two friends, or traveling around, doing whatever the fuck they want to do, having fun, saving the girls, killing the bad guys. That looks like it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I personally, I think that should have been the first one, because then you narrow the perspective. You focus on two characters instead of another big show with multi-characters. You can really flesh out the characters, flesh that out, make that good. It's different enough. It's not necessarily about having Game of Thrones caricatures. It's actually new characters, new organizations, different environments, different types of interactions. Like
some of the same houses you already know.
But different enough to be interesting. But that being said, we will see it, Joe, and we will be back soon. I don't know if we'll be back either next week or the week after to do something else next Sunday night, or the week after. We'll probably, I know the holidays are coming up, but Joe and I will probably try to keep this Sunday 6 p.m. thing every week or every other week. I don't know. Well, if we can think of something to do next week, Joe, we'll be back next week at the same time, right? You down for next week at 6 as well?
Yep.
Because then we got a couple of weeks with the holidays and all that sort of shit. So maybe we'll try to do next weekend too. I'll think of something. We could try to do best actors next time to reverse the list. It's a little too easy.
It's gonna be weird if I come in on best actors and Nick Cage and John Travolta show up on my list.
Yeah, you repeat your list altogether. Or maybe we can do a movie review or something like that.
Pick up my same sheet and read it again.
Yeah. You're like, Phil, I did the same homework.
Drew Barrymore. She's my favorite.
But we'll talk during the week and see if we can figure out something to do. And if not, we'll figure something out. But I will be on this Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. between 6 and 6:30 with Big Daddy Matt for our bi-yearly Sopranos cast. We'll be doing episodes 3, and 4 of season 5 of The Sopranos. So make sure you check that out. Matt and I will be on Tuesday evening Eastern Time around 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. on the 10th. It's June 10th. So we'll be live that night. Finally get Matt back on things to talk.
Topic is Tuesday?
What was that? That's coming Tuesday, yeah. Tuesday night. Topic for next week, best actors who now suck. Like actors that used to be good that suck. Maybe we won't do a list. We'll just do like a random, like overrated movies like, movies that people like. We'll give us some, if you're watching this in the live chat right now, give us some suggestions for topics for next week right now. Like put it in the live chat at the end of the show. Or if you're watching this video later and you made it through this whole broadcast, in the comment section of the video, put it in the comments. You guys nominate what Joe and I will talk about next week, and we'll pick one of the nominations. So just throw it in the chat right now. I'll take a picture of it, or I'll take a picture that can last longer. Joe, did you see the Pee Wee Herman documentary on HBO?
Not yet.
It's really good. It's fun.
Yeah.
You should check it out.
I will.
But that we're not going to review that. I don't want to review a review of somebody's life. That would be like the documentary was good.
I didn't like the part about him jerking off in a fucking.
I liked that part. It was very relatable. Oh my goodness. Best trilogy. Okay, well, we'll get. Well, that's a good conversation. Best trilogy might be an interesting one. Top 10 movies so bad that they're good. Best trilogies could be a cool one to talk about. But the trilogy one, I have a question. Are we allowed to pick trilogies that sucked and that stupidly picked a 4th movie, decide to keep going? Like Indiana Jones, can I just say I stop at Last Crusade and those other 2 don't count? Can I do that? Yeah. With Toy Story, can I say 4 doesn't count and it's just the first 3?
Stop at the first 3 Superman.
Yeah, can we do that? Stop
at the first 3 Batmans.
Is that legal in this conversation? I don't know. If we're talking about movies that just stayed as trilogies, there's not that many, because most movies tried to do legacy sequels way down the line and ruin the fucking legacy that they fit perfect with the sequel. So we're gonna end up picking something shitty that has like the
Bourne movies ended up,
or the Harrison Ford one, the Clear Present Danger, the
Jack Ryan.
The Jack Ryan trilogy was pretty good, and it was just 3 and just good.
He only did 2. There was Hunt for Red October with Baldwin that came, and then there was also the last one where they bombed Baltimore with Affleck.
Oh yeah.
And Leaf Driver.
Yeah, I like Leaf. Okay, guys, we got.
There's 4 of those movies, and then they have the Jack Ryan series now too. So
I will look.
Harrison Ford will like it too.
I will look in the live chat, and Joe and I will go over which topic we want to do, and we'll be back next week around 6 o'clock to do this again for another 2 hours of goofiness. We'll talk to you guys next time. If you haven't already and you enjoyed this shit, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the channel with a friend. Help spread it around. Like I said, I'll be back on Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock with Big Daddy Matt to talk and watch a couple Sopranos episodes. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in this week.
Have you ever had our sausages?
You've seen Joe's shitty fucking list. That's what you saw tonight.
Have you ever had our sausages?
Oh, my fucking God. We enjoyed you guys. Thank you so much. Way bigger turnout than I thought tonight. Thank you, everybody. And I didn't have to do that stupid recap dance. Recap! Ah! Love your studio. Jackie C, thank you, my friend. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Sonics. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, K motherfucking P. Thank you, Debbie, Tracy. Love you, Kelly Johnson. Thank you for all the super chats tonight. Peter Griffin. Sonic, your boy. You're my boy. Maud Mary. We love all you guys. Thank you so much. Let me keep scrolling through. Electra Black Sky. Thank you. Celise Baratheon. Mustache. Great name. Yeah, everyone give Joe the wah. Yeah. See, I love shows like this, Joe. We got our good friend Lou Shannon. What I like about episodes like this, Joe, is they lean into ranting. It's not like we have to pretend to like something. There's only so much we can talk about liking something, you know? We'll talk to you guys next time. Peace. Yeah, like